Round 2.
Take a couple more pictures. I don't have your mic on. You like that? Makes me the boss.
Where are you from?
From the planet Uranus.
Why
Nobody's
say that,
nobody's gonna watch this tonight. It's almost midnight on a Thursday, but welcome to the Men's Ultimate Conversation.
Yellow.
I'm your host, Jake Tollinger. I am
Stop.
met with a couple of people that you've never met before. Tonight we have Greg.
Hey.
We also have
Frank
my
is on
friends Zach, Katie, and you've all met Becca before, but here we are tonight. So the only reason we're here on a Thursday at midnight when I have to go to work tomorrow is that Greg is about to be interviewed by the Brewing Network, which is what is this called? Dr. Homebrew.
Yeah, one of their shows, Dr. Homebrew. It's a the way the show. The way the show works is you send in homebrew and then they pick two people and then they actually judge the homebrew live on air. They have two professional judges come in, they taste the homebrew, and then they give it a judging and let you know what your score is. And
So
I've been trying to get on it for I've been trying to get on it for at least a year. I missed out the first time because it took 6 months for them to respond, and it's like I don't have any beer right now.
all right, I got a question.
Yeah.
What makes these guys professional?
Right.
They've gone through like BJCP, like they went through all the BJCP judging, like
Because
stuff.
I've had a lot of beers.
I know you got.
I feel like I could be a professional.
You have to take BGC.
Okay.
You have to take the sanction tests and all this stuff to be considered professional. Like any of us could do it. It's just you have to spend the time and go through, and you have to answer all these certain questions. I don't know.
Is this like an online test or is it like a?
You can do it
like
online.
Like
I
a
think.
number 2 pencil kind of test.
It's an online test, but I think you can do it online. I have no idea because I haven't tried to do it, but yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if you can get us all sanctioned,
but
I mean,
well,
we
no,
should-
you have
yeah,
to.
we
You,
should do it, right?
you actually have to judge so many competitions before you can be considered a professional judge. So
I
you actually
mean,
have to do it.
like what kind of competitions? Like we could
Like
do our own.
no, it has to
competitions.
be BJCP count. sanctioned.
Sanction.
BJCP.
I knew he was going to get all mushy brain
competition.
before his big debut. He's like,
BJ sanctions.
I'm saying initial. I'm terrible with acronyms and saying letters and then making words afterwards.
I don't understand how you're terrible with acronyms. You work with the military.
Yeah, I know. I don't care. That's why I don't know any of them because I just don't want to do it. I was like, I don't know what that means, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just refer to it, but I never know what it means. But yeah, so these guys have gone through and done a whole bunch of like judging for BJCP sanctioned competitions.
yes, you're on.
Oh.
Everyone in the world
Hi.
can hear you.
Turn her headphones up.
Right.
No kitty ass.
So they'll do stuff like these guys have probably done competitions like the Homebrewers competitions. They've probably done the Great American Beer Festival competitions. Like they've done legit competitions that you have to be a professional for, or consider a professional beer judge.
Considered.
Well, yeah, I mean it takes work. Yeah.
I mean, I think I could go up there and be like
7.
I give this Steel Reserve a 10.
Greg listens to this podcast every morning. They have a lot of good valuable information.
I don't know about
So
you guys,
how
but
often-
if you watching this guy without the sound, he is spitting some hot fire right now. He's throwing out the hands.
Mom's spaghetti.
He doesn't seem too confident about mom's spaghetti, but
I didn't do a window capture on this, so what we are watching you can't see, but I'm sure you could listen to it at another time.
He's throwing the.
But you will be able to listen to it here in a second once I turn it on. That I just haven't done yet. Let's listen in real quick to see what they have to
45.
say.
It's always going to vary. Like if you're really looking to win in a competition, this is a really hard category to sort of nail. What
I
the judges
listen
are
to these
looking
guys
for
every
because
day, and I
you
always
never
forget
know
their
when you're
names. I know
supposed to judge the beer.
JP's
You know
name.
JP.
Yeah, I know the
same
main
beers
because
that
he's also
JP
on the
has,
session.
and
He's
that
been
tastes
on
like
there for the
goddamn
longest
orange
time.
juice. You know, and it's like
pale ale, what?
Yeah,
And that
but
guy
it's,
that
you
just
know,
talked,
and
he's on a lot.
not
The other
this
guy,
beer, but
he's
different
relatively
beer.
new. The guy that's
Yeah,
talking
not
right
this
now.
beer. This beer is. If I got this at the bar, I would not cry about it.
Send it back.
Which is saying a lot.
Yeah, 'cause you cry a lot.
I really do.
A lot.
Dude, I have wedged myself.
That being
into
said,
this
that
tight
I've been
corner
listening
of what
to
I
it so
think
long,
is
I
appropriate
sometimes
for
forget
everybody
voices.
else.
How do you forget if you listen to something so often? How do you forget a voice though?
Well,
Like,
just because it's been the two. Okay, so it has been JP and then these two guys for a long time, but like I don't know, 6 months ago they changed people.
I can get along with that because I listen to a Destiny podcast and
Really?
Oh, they talk about like what's going on in the game and whatnot. I know it's kind of
Really?
nerdy, but it's like
No, you're allowed to be nerdy.
There's like three voices that sound almost exactly the same, and I know their names and everything. It's just I never know who's talking.
to be
okay.
honest, me and Greg have been together 15 years. I'm surprised he remembers my name.
I am terrible with names.
Who are you again?
I've met multiple people in my work so far, and I can't remember anybody's name.
Are you
It's
alright?
you have to do it in repetitive.
I know.
That's
The
thing.
guy I screwed up today, the new guy that showed up at our Homebrew Club meeting, I called him Eric, and his name is not Eric.
What was it?
Greg.
What was his name though? What did you call him?
I called him Eric.
And what was his name?
Aaron.
No, not even close.
Not even close.
No.
Ah.
And now I've already forgotten his name. Dude, so bad.
He's probably watching this
And
right now.
I introduced him like 3 times, and I feel like I should know his name by now.
I'm the same way. They'll tell me the name and I'll instantly forget it. So I just call people by hey dude, hey man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What's going on, man?
What's up, bub?
Yeah,
Somebody
so
that
have a
bub.
note
somebody that I hung out
for a
with at
reason.
Russell's or at Neil's wedding. I didn't know what his name was today. I talked to him for a while, and I was like, "Oh, see it. It's good seeing you, buddy. Good seeing you, man." Just nothing.
Yeah, that's rough. That's really rough.
It's not Russell. Shit, I was thinking Russell, but it's not Russell. I don't know. God damn it, I'm so bad.
Sure, it's not bub.
No, it's longer. It's
Bub
long-
rub.
It's longer than Eric.
It's longer.
I was
older
not
guy?
close.
Erica.
Yeah, the older guy.
Erica.
Let's
That's
get
why I
Neil.
was so pissy looking. Cause
No,
you didn't-
that's just what he looks like. Because I was getting that the whole
I'm
time.
got a
gonna
bitch face.
He's
chime
got
back
that-
in
he's
here.
got
They-
that
Are they
RBF.
still in the first podcast?
Yeah.
How that turns out, like it's gonna be clear.
If they're on
It'll be a clear beer.
Yeah, they're on
I'm
the
ready
high.
for that.
hazy,
They're
so-
still in the first
So,
one.
my wife is totally the hazy style. Like
Jake,
she
you're gonna hate work tomorrow.
never.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to say that again, actually.
Well, you just have to. You're just there for like a second, right?
Nah, I'll be there all day.
Oh, I thought you said you had to pick up the lap.
I will be there all day.
All day.
Yeah, it sucks.
Every day. Oh shit! What the fuck is that dude's name?
Were you trying to find out JP's predecessor over here at the?
Oh no, I was trying to figure out.
Eric's name.
Greg, wouldn't you have it in your phone?
No, I met him at the
You're not friends on Facebook?
Not no more.
That's the shitty part.
They were friends on Facebook, not no mo.
I know that he knew. So, do you remember Mason? He was a year older than us.
Last name would be great.
2 years
Mason
older.
Connor is the only thing.
Yes,
that's him.
you got it.
Oh.
There's only one. So
Okay.
Mason brews with him. So it was funny because
That's cool.
I ran into him at the holiday party for the Brewers Guild, and he's like, "Yeah, this guy Mason, he's actually my brewing assistant." I'm like, I went to fucking school with this dude. He's a year older than me. He's like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And I was like, "You went?" And he didn't recognize me. I was like, "Whatever." I'm like, "You went to school?
Sorry.
Yeah." It's like whatever.
I remember Greg from my first day of school.
Talk in the microphone. Exactly. Put it right there.
I remember Greg from my first day of
You're
school.
not talking in the microphone.
I remember Greg from my first day of school.
You're going to learn today.
Just put your nose on it. That's what I do.
Yep,
just
that's
hang out.
that's all I do.
Yeah,
Put it
just
right
rub
there.
it on
so
there.
intimidated with this guy with the mohawk. I'm like, oh my god, they're so fucking cool. I'll never hang out with them. And like, yeah, here I am.
And then I'm like, yeah, not that cool, really.
No, pretty fucking
Many
cool,
pukes
but-
in the toilet later.
What?
Yep, still not that cool.
Yeah.
We're really not cool.
No,
No,
but
we
like,
never were.
it was just funny to see from
Maybe
a
not you.
freshman perspective to see a senior.
You're still not cool. What are you talking about?
Dude, those guys are so cool. Like, man, I want to hang out with them, and I relate at my like deepest level to those punk.
Listen
Katie's
to
getting real deep right
the
now.
Deftones like me.
But they don't listen to the
They're so cool out in the front of the
Fuck
school
off.
playing hacky sack.
No, those tacky sack kids are fucking weird.
That was us.
One of those
Excuse
two.
me,
That
that
was
was us.
Wow.
Sorry.
This is a fighting words. That was us.
No, when I was a freshman, you guys were not the hacky sack kids. When I was a freshman,
Yes, we were.
no, you weren't. So
We were always the
What
hacky
the
sacks.
hell
really
is
were.
going on?
We
Right now?
started that
I have
fucking
no idea.
club.
You two are
I
on
know.
another level tonight.
Sorry, let me step back.
No, when I drove up in the bus and looked out the window, I did not see Greg and Zach.
You drove the bus?
Yeah, I rode up in
We
the bus.
played at lunchtime out in the courtyard.
Well, I didn't see that because I didn't go outside ever. But like at the same time, when I rode up in the bus, I saw the hacky sack kids. You guys weren't one of them. So
What the fuck is going on right now?
it's just the truth. It's the
Alright.
truth.
I'm
Ruth.
still just trying to remember this
Switch
dude's
topic.
name.
Greg, you really have to fix
Maybe it
your brain.
was Eric.
No, it's fine. No, it's
Okay,
not Eric, 'cause
Greg,
I said
I
that.
have questions for you.
What's up?
Do you have shit written down?
No, I haven't written down. Oh,
Yeah, he's got some good notes right here.
this reminds me. Funny thing, I was listening
You
to
see
the
these
Brewing
notes?
Network today.
Motherfucker burned me.
So
Yes, he
Jake,
has shit written down.
Jake,
No,
this
no,
re-
right here.
Oh wait, yeah, yeah, my hand. Oh, you're the dick. Yeah.
Pointed to the camera. Yeah,
So-
they can't see that shit.
So
Yeah,
this,
darken it
So
up.
this week, the Brewing Network actually had an interview with Bristol Brothers, which is on the East Coast. but
Where is that?
That's up. Neil picked up some of their beers and brought it back. I had to have some of their. I had some of their beers. It's up near
What haven't
Connecticut.
you had? Anyways.
But funny thing was, while they were talking, they were discussing gifts while they were in their podcast, and
Gifts?
the one
GIFs?
guy, the one guy was like,
GIFs?
So we're-
Gifts or gifts?
and the one guy said gifts,
I'll turn that motherfucker
and then
off.
JP was like, "You mean gifts?" And
he threw the
it was
T in
literally exactly the same thing we did. It didn't go anywhere near as fucking
yeah, we
long.
went way deep into
but
it. Jesus
it was
Christ,
the
that
exact
shit
same
hit me in the
thing.
face. Oh God, so I guess the rule of the story is there's GIFs, there's gifts, and there's gifts.
There's peanut butter. There is
What's the gifts?
gifts or gifts.
Like if
the shit that
Oh,
gift
it's
you
okay.
Christmas time
I thought you
and
were
I
saying
give
that
you
it was.
gift.
I thought you were saying it was a different version people were saying of gifts.
No. It's a matter of that I say I'm going to give you a gift for Christmas.
Yes.
But like he really throws the T on there.
Well, no,
pretty
you
hard.
say you're gonna buy people gifts.
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 You're gonna buy people gifts.
There's so I buy you a gift.
Yeah, gift.
I buy gifts. I don't say gifts.
Yeah.
You say gifts.
I don't throw a T at the end of
there. There is a T there.
There is a T.
Yes, there's a T there, but I'm not saying it.
I don't think you guys realize how much we have an accent because since we moved to New York, I've been made fun of so hard.
No, I
my
agree.
Coworkers.
No, I completely agree that I agree that I don't think that I have an accent, but we obviously do because people will make fun of you for it.
Yeah, no, I
get it all the time.
Yeah, I get it a lot.
Florida will get you.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
I mean,
but it's funny because you run into a lot of people that are from Maryland. They're like, "Oh, you're from Maryland. I can tell by your accent."
It's like, what is
shut
that?
the fuck up! I don't have a
fucking
accent.
Well,
accent?
I think
they ask where
the
it's
Balmer
accent. Everyone
That's
has an accent. So you say on. What the fuck is that? It's on, bitch. And I'm like,
well, they drink pop.
Now I'm like,
okay, like
they
that's
drink
just,
pop.
No, they
it's
drink
true.
pop.
Pop.
Yeah, pop. Or the weird one where they call everything Coke, like a Mountain Dew Coke. Sprite Coke.
No.
You never heard that before?
No, I've never heard that.
Oh my god, it's the most irritating shit ever.
I could, that's annoying.
Well, it's because
sorry,
being with being in the Navy with so many people from all over the country.
Yeah,
you get everything.
Right? That is definition melting pot.
That's probably the reason why I don't get made fun of my accent.
Because everybody else is a fucking idiot.
But yeah, there's some spots down in the South where everything is a Coke. Any sort of like carbonated beverage is a Coke.
Mountain
yeah,
Dew
you should
Coke.
start getting ready there, buddy.
I know,
you might be called at any moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna
Looks like they're on a break now.
Like 9
now they're
years.
talking.
Yeah, but it's
no, they're on the
crazy.
phone with somebody
I've
right
never
now.
been
It's
like
always
so
hard if your beer
aware
is-
of my
no
accent
shit, Sherlock.
What do you
I
say?
started working
Beer
at
is
this
always
place.
hardest, and,
Like the guys are on the phone right now, and he was like, "No, my phone." It's like, well, no shit, it's right, it's sitting right there. Like,
I'll answer it. Yeah, man, I put some hops.
oh man,
I really just stirred the hops in the pot.
Fucking, I do
just fucking boiled the malts and
I put that shit in a barrel,
and
then I took that barrel and I put it in another barrel.
I really
and
wanted.
then I took that barrel and I put it in a bottle, and then I drank the motherfucker.
I wanted a high percentage, so I mixed in some Everclear.
Oh yeah.
That's how it works,
you know
right?
what? It wasn't tasting right. It tasted a little bland. So then I took 3 cans of Four Loko and I put it in there.
Full of spice.
I put my own extra spice on it, so I threw some Four Loko in it.
Watermelon.
Oh yeah, you gotta get the watermelon Four Loko because that's the best tasting one.
Going back on those accents, who was making fun of you for how you say orange?
Orange?
No, Becca. Wasn't someone saying orange? Orange.
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 Is
Well,
how
orange
we
is
say
the correct way to say because there's an O in there.
Orange.
It's not the O part.
I don't
it's
fucking know.
The twang you have on it.
Orange.
Like
the ang. The orange.
Orange. Well, no, because I heard it was.
Orange.
Some people say orange.
Orange.
It
You're
doesn't make any sense. Orange.
Be running over my crapper,
On,
Gregory.
home, go, flow, anything with an O.
Flow. Go home.
Go
Yeah.
what?
Home. Go home. Go
Go
home.
home. Home.
I guess I don't really have that bad of an accent. Home.
You got
At
you got
home.
sound over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gregory, excited? Should we listen to them talking?
good steward will always ask if you want to hold your beer aside to taste it later. And yeah, sometimes you're just like, oh,
Jesus
get that
Christ.
shit out.
you forget about it a little bit, but you come back and taste it. It's like, you know what, that was better than the other one. Let's adjust our scores. And you can do that. That's something you can do.
Okay. So that does happen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
All that stuff.
I think they're still in the pale ale.
Still?
And then
No,
one more.
yeah, come,
Let's
get out and judge sometime. Give it a try.
Unless
Go ahead.
Motherfucker, I
I've
need to
judged
go
a
to
little
bed
bit,
at some
Okay.
point.
but nothing serious. But
I don't need to go to bed. I'll wake up eventually.
But have you guys ever gave a perfect score?
You know, you're not.
No.
You're not gonna
Why
get-
would you ever give a perfect score on this show?
No, like it's impossible. Even for
Jake, you're not
going
going to get your prerequisite 10 hours of sleep, so you might as well just give up.
Like a 45.
Yeah.
Stay up to the next sleep.
I don't think I've done that.
He
Like,
said the
I think I've
highest
seen a
they gave
45, but I don't
Talk
think
in the
I've ever,
motherfucking
like,
microphone.
Sorry,
I'm
the
pretty
highest
much
they said they've given is a
very
45, and I called
pessimistic
that. Like,
person in
I
general.
watched the
You
show.
watched
It's
it.
fucking much.
You listen to it.
Maybe my
Yeah,
own
I've never
beer when I'm
watched it.
drunk.
So wait, like,
when night
it's
at
a
my
50.
basement,
So what would they
but,
grade a
60.
perfect?
Yeah, like, you
They
know
got to
what?
grade this on like a curve, right? I would say
Yeah,
like
slightly.
I would say
Yeah.
like they'd have like their best beer, and then grade from that, right?
Pretty much.
I wonder why that.
Because there wouldn't be like a. What would be their perfect beer? Have they ever done?
It's professional beer.
Exactly, like a professional beer, like something from the Alchemist, or
but even
maybe,
then, it's
even something from I don't know.
What do you mean? Like, what are they grading? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what would be? Like, because they're like when you grade
I'm sure
like a
they
test,
have a
there's
scale
obviously
that
like
they're running off
100%.
of. Right, there's a scale they're running off of, but like everything they're doing is homebrew, so like nothing's really going to be like a perfect score. If something is a perfect score, they should be like if they get a perfect score on this, they should probably be brewing their beer for a living.
It's about to happen tonight.
Oh yeah, it's like
probably
that?
not.
You don't even have a name for your beer.
No, I don't have. I'm terrible at coming up with names.
Oh shit! What is this beer again?
It's a Kolsch. Just a.
So you just went kind of like simple in a sense.
This one turned out good, so I'm kind of glad I sent this one in. I just wish it wasn't so old. I mean,
how old is it?
I mean, I brewed it in August.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty old.
Yeah, I mean,
a Kolsch will last longer than something like an IPA, which will kind of go bland really quick.
There's not as many hops in it, so the hops won't drop out. The hops aren't the big thing in this; it's the malt profile that's bigger in it. So
on the ground.
She threw it on the ground.
So, are you?
My dad's not a cell phone.
You gonna let us taste this beer? Or you just gonna
you guys
stare at it, get it warm?
Motherfucker, don't be rushing.
We're gonna let it get nice and warm so we can taste all the off flavors.
You just waiting for the condensation
pour that
to beat
shit
up
in
on
that
the
bottle,
outside,
or pour that shit in that glass, and then
no, pour it in the bottle.
Right.
Pour it back into the bottle.
All right. Well, you guys don't have any. All right. Well, we're gonna share my glass.
Well, yes, we're going.
Oh, thank God, there's carbonation.
Yeah.
So theirs probably has carbonation in it too.
It's just flat.
Yeah.
That's how I designed it.
I designed a uncontemporary flat Kolsch.
Yeah,
they're on their last break.
Call it the flat
Kolsch.
Kolsch.
We'll be right back. It's Dr. Homebrew.
All right, they're on their last break.
So, Greg, while you were gone, we were saying that we're going to answer the phone, and I was going to talk about how I made that beer, about how I just mashed together some malt and some Everclear.
And then the flavor profile was kind of bland, so we decided to spice it up with some Four Loko.
All right, I'm gonna grade this at 0 out of 69.
Hold on, get the microphone out of your face so the camera can see you.
Oh, wait, you don't want to hear my scent?
Right.
I'm a little stuffed up, so I'm giving it a 13. For the aroma.
All right, that's pretty good because it's the rating for the aroma is out of 3 or 5. I think it's 5. So I'll take a 13
there
on the
is a
aroma.
grid system.
Yeah, good.
At least there's a grid
13
system.
out of 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you didn't do the appearance yet. You have to do the appearance.
The appearance?
Yeah. So a Kolsch is supposed to be crisp. It's supposed to be brilliantly clear, which I think that one's a hair hazy.
I don't even know what that means.
Brilliantly clear is like super see-through. That one's close, but it's not quite there.
It's a little.
Hold on. Before you, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I will have to say, out of me watching, there's 2 other people watching right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
One of those is me.
Why are you watching?
I'm very vain. I like to see myself in like pictures and stuff, and then Becca's over here. So.
Does she really have it on too? Oh my God!
This reminds me. Side note.
God!
Did we realize that Steven was watching last time we were on here?
No, we didn't.
Okay, because Steven said that he was talking and we didn't recognize because he followed and we didn't say something about him following him, but we didn't realize he was watching.
Well, and I'll put this up. Nobody will end up watching this because it's such a weird thing. But if you want us to show that you subscribed, you have to make sure that your subscribes are public on your YouTube account. If you have your YouTube account and you're subscribed, like what you're subscribed to in private, it won't show up on the screen. So make sure your subscribes are public, and then when you do subscribe, it'll show up on the screen. But now that you've subscribed and it was private, you can't unsubscribe and then subscribe.
I wanted to do that.
But I mean,
so
that's all I can say.
I'll watch it again because
very simple. Because I was trying to get Brian to subscribe so hard, and then he did it, and he had it set to private.
I did see your little flashing screen, right?
This is more brilliantly.
Brilliantly.
So that one's a little.
Put that fucking microphone to your face, dickhead.
I talk loud.
No, not loud enough.
So that one's obviously Dogfish is going to have a more brilliantly clear pale ale than my
brilliantly.
But mine's relatively close.
So in the Navy, we have this thing where we judge the clarity of oil.
Oh, okay. And that's clearer than oil.
And how you do it?
Read the paper.
You read a piece of paper through your maintenance procedure, right?
Wait, is oil ever that clear?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's clearer than this.
Oh
yeah.
Huh.
If you would,
unless you like carbonate or like not carbonate, fucking like you fucking like burn the oil, it will turn like dark. It'll look like maple syrup pretty much.
Yeah.
So you can actually read pretty clearly through that.
Yeah.
Like it's about this color, but it's pretty clear.
Right,
it's supposed to be really really clear.
Gotcha.
So
brilliantly clear.
So brilliant. So I can read it, but it's a little hazy. So what's the numbering? Out of 3?
Yeah.
Out of 3? I give it a 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
give it a 2.
Can you give half points?
If I could give half points, I give it a 2.5 because I could definitely read through there.
Oh shit! It's going to the next episode.
Oh shit!
The next episode.
What's the next criteria?
So flavor, aroma, and then taste is a big.
So
one.
we did aroma.
So they're gonna run this whole shit through while you're on the phone.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
it's all live, bro.
You can hear my breathing here. Yeah, mine's stuffed up. It's probably gonna mess up my.
You can actually hear that through the microphone.
It's gonna mess up my tasting. So what's the tasting out of 69?
What did I say?
Out of 60.
You're the worst home brewer ever. You don't even know
I've never actually gone through.
How are you gonna talk to these guys? You need to get this.
You don't even know what they're doing.
They're probably gonna ask you what would you give this, and you'd be like,
wouldn't.
I don't even know the numbering.
You know what? He'll be like,
35.
you know what I'm gonna give it?
35.
69.
69
out of 35.
Out of 1,000. 35?
We'll go 35.
That's an arbitrary number. I'm gonna go out of 50.
The 50 is the entire score.
How does that make any sense? 3, and 30?
No, 3, 12, and 35.
Becca, I got really excited because I saw 3 people who were watching, but he was watching, and you were watching, and that means no one's watching.
Aroma's nowhere near its fucking 12.
Sorry.
I don't fucking know, man.
That's how you get.
Just look it up.
Oh my god, I'm losing my mind. I went to go smell the beer. I smelled the mic instead. I went like
smells like a microphone.
Smells like nothing. It smells like cigarettes, actually.
Oh, does it?
All right, ready?
Ew, really? Come on, guys. It's not that bad.
Tastes like shit.
Is this supposed to have like a cidery taste to it?
Not necessarily cidery. No.
I think I'm having a stroke.
Yeah.
Don't taste his beer.
No, it's fine. Okay.
Well, it tastes good.
Aroma is 12. Appearance is 3. Dude, I've got this right so far.
How's that out of 50?
What are you talking about?
Flavor is
He's
20.
talking about the point
Flavor
system of what
20.
he's about to get graded on.
Man, so far I was right, though.
Shh.
So what was the 3? The 3
We're
was
all right.
appearance?
3 was appearance.
So I gave you a 2.5.
Yeah. The aroma was 12, which I just said a second ago.
And what did I say for
You said like...
I said like 13 or something.
Yeah.
69.
Oh, wow.
And then flavor is 20.
They out.
You're 3 beers above me.
It tastes good. I give the flavor a
You just drank that?
69.
69. No,
I give it 68.
I give it like a cool 15.
All right.
drank this?
5.
And then mouthfeel is a 5.
How's it feel in your mouth?
Oh,
drink
hold
this
on.
one?
Look at that camera and
Who had this?
tell us how it
Katie
feels.
did.
What?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
She chugged both of these?
Zach gave Katie the 90-minute.
Really,
What the
Zach?
fuck?
I wanted the 60-minute.
How's it feel in your mouth?
Okay.
How many points is that out of the mouth feel? How many
mouthfeel.
points can you get?
The mouth
Wait,
feels
where's the... Here we go. Let me write down what Zach's giving me. So Zach gave me a 2.
2.5.
2.5
2.5 for 2.5 for appearance.
Okay.
What was the other ones? 15.5 for the taste.
And then the aroma.
Mouth.
Aroma, you skip the aroma. The aroma's at 12.
Well, he said it's out of 12, but he's congested.
Give it a 10.
So.
Ooh, no.
Damn.
Bump that down. 8. Because I can't really take.
Okay. I want to see what Zach gets compared to them.
So what about the what's the mouth feel out of?
Mouth feel is 5.
Out of 5?
Yeah.
How did it feel in your mouth?
Now, what are we judging that off of? Like the fizziness, or like how it hits your throat?
Pretty much, for the most part, yeah.
Like if it just like hits the back of your throat hard and fast.
So
hard
like a stout is going to have more mouthfeel. It's going to be heavier, and then that one is going to be like medium body mouthfeel. So it's not too light, like it's really like drinking water, but it's not super heavy.
Out of 5, you said?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not heavy, so.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be like middle, like medium mouthfeel.
Medium mouthfeel. Did it feel medium?
What, like, so it's like water to stout?
Yeah.
Pretty much?
Yeah.
3.7.
I'm going to give it a 3.75 just so it matches
did you give me that
quarters.
IPA?
And then out of 10 overall is a 10.
Huh?
So, and then there's a vote for overall, which is 10.
Oh, overall?
Yeah.
Hold on. 8. Wrong camera.
8.
Go ahead. Now tell that camera.
So.
I mean, like, I hate these scoring things because I would either say it's a good beer.
That's what makes it honest, though, which is nice.
So this is why I can't be certified, because I would say if it's
why you can't be a judge.
Yeah, I can't be a judge. So I'll be like, it's a good beer, or if it's not a good beer. It's a good beer. It tastes good.
Is it a great beer?
Zach gave me a 37.75.
37.75. I feel that's
out of what, 50?
Yeah, that's
out of 50.
Out of 50.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, 50? You should be okay with that,
now
right?
You want to judge it now? Or you just want to taste it?
Yeah, I'll taste it. I'll do it. Hold on. Let me put my camera on, and we'll be live. And so, all right. What am I going off of first?
Aroma? Appearance.
Appearance.
Whether it's brilliant.
Because this one's supposed to be brilliant.
Now, does this go off of just the clarity or everything else?
Everything.
So it's got a decent carb because you can still see that it's got some fizz to it. You can see the bubbles coming. I didn't pour it, so I didn't see too much of a head.
Yeah, there was some there.
There was some
more
head?
than I thought there was going to be there.
Okay.
And it stayed around
so this is out of 3?
Yeah.
Are they allowed to give half points?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'm going to give it a 2.5 then.
Okay.
Next.
That would be we just did appearance aroma, which is up to 12.
Aroma.
Yep.
Open your mouth.
Out of 12.
Yeah.
There's not. My thing is that it's a Kolsch, so I don't feel like it should have that much aroma.
You're mainly supposed to get like malts.
You can definitely tell that it's malty. It's clean. It's a very clean smell.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 9.
All right.
A 9. Out of 12.
I couldn't smell it, so I was.
Yeah, I can smell it.
I was literally stabbing
like
in the dark.
It's supposed to smell.
I mean, what the hints that I got were all right.
What am I on now?
You're on flavor, which is out of 20.
Out of 20. Okay. All right. So I just went from a double IPA. I was drinking vodka earlier. Now I'm going to a Kolsch, which
kind of the opposite order.
Yeah, absolutely. But I will say it's one of my newer favorite beers to drink, just not at this time of the year. So here we go. The taste.
That was pretty good, Zach.
This is out of 20.
Yeah.
Making love to that cup.
Give it a 16.
All right.
I like it a lot. If you're gonna send them, like when I think of homebrew, you always think IPAs or stouts or something like that. He's sending them a Kolsch. I think that if that's something they know about, they should be pretty impressed by that.
Yeah,
it's a very clean start, to finish beer.
Yeah.
That is a good beer.
I like the idea of sending something other than an IPA.
Absolutely.
IPA is
JP,
something.
So the host hates IPAs and he likes Kolsch.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like,
you're playing into the game. I like how you do it.
Do you win anything from this?
I could win. I don't know. It depends on if they're giving things away for people that win. Sometimes they do. Sometimes
just like
they
a cool
don't.
hat.
I could win a really nice
another
fermenter
fucking
that I
hat.
just bought not too long ago.
A beard koozie.
Oh shit.
A beard.
JP emailed me.
Everyone shut up.
No, he hasn't called me yet. He just emailed me.
Oh. Tell him if it's easier on
Hey
Discord.
man, your beer sucks. We're not even gonna put it on.
We're actually gonna skip this episode.
Hey man, I'd like to see your balls.
I hear you got some pretty balls.
Have you ever seen a pair of pretty balls?
Sorry, man. Running way behind.
Balls are gross.
What's he saying now? Though?
He's saying running way behind. 9:45, cool. So 12:45.
What's that thing that you're talking
That's
about?
not bad though.
Hey,
It's like 15 minutes away.
What were you talking about? How do you get him on here? Can you email him to try to get him onto your?
If he'd rather do it on Discord, it's easier. But we just have to turn all the other mics off. That's all.
The girls
How would he
smell
connect
Greg's
to
beer?
it?
Yeah. No, I'm not done yet. What's my next
still
thing?
grading?
My bad.
Hey,
Still grading. Hold on.
You graded pretty close because I graded a 15.5.
Yeah,
You graded
how would he
16.
connect to Discord?
He has to give me his Discord, or I need to give him my Discord.
Okay.
If he should know about Discord. Would you rather do Discord or would you rather call? It's just say you have a really good connection if you can do Discord.
Yeah.
That's all. I'll load Discord right now just to make sure.
Yeah.
You know, Jake, you're grading pretty close to mine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a little bit higher.
Oh, thanks.
You're a hugger.
Thanks.
I'm a hugger.
I'm a hugger. Give me this.
Fuck's Discord.
I want to see how it fits on my fat Scottish finger.
You want my ring? Fits on my broken bony finger.
Is he live right now? I keep refreshing and I'm not seeing if he's live or not.
This one on first.
Silicone.
Ensuring the dankest memes.
Silicone. It's germ resistant.
No, that one's a little tight.
No,
So Greg, how many beers do they do per episode?
I did.
2.
Okay.
Good.
And how long's
So
a
you're
single
stressed
episode?
tonight.
Ew.
An hour?
Usually like hour, yeah.
Oh,
It's a
cool.
little squassagey.
Squash.
It says mine, but you know.
How do you live with that?
Yeah,
on
just
your
tell
finger?
him, whatever's
I would
easier.
snaggle that.
We can do that.
You get used to
If it's
it.
easier, it sounds like they do a lot of calls, so it's whatever.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
I did not mean to do that.
Don't ever do that again, please.
What other voices do you have?
I only have like 2 voices right now.
That's the coolest one.
Do you have like a Richard Simmons voice?
This one's kind of cool too if you really want to play into it. You really have to talk good. Katie.
Ooh, hey, what do you got left? What's
Yeah,
out of
I don't
5?
know. I don't know.
Greg, what's the out of 5?
That would be.
Oh, hold on. We might be not.
Mouthfeel.
Might not be doing
Hey.
Discord. Shit is not loading up right now.
You can just
Your phone is
jam that
scary.
Kolsch into your mouth and tell me how it feels in there.
My finger is swelling.
I need to, the mouthfeel?
Yeah,
I'm up to
mouthfeel.
mouthfeel. Holy shit, my shit's all going crazy right now. Hold
So
on.
no on the Discord.
Hold on. Whoa, shit is. Hold on. I don't even know if I'm. All right, we're back. No. I think I'm good. I'm back in.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm back in.
All right, I emailed him.
It's up to him.
Oh my god.
So if they have a Discord, he
Freaking
can
out.
just send it to me. We can connect. No big deal. So.
Hey, are you guys think we're making it to the playoffs?
We
Fuck
really
no.
should.
So if we win out,
We are
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Why would you live with this on your finger?
Who do we play next? We play
Indy. We should
Colts.
have that. We should have Cincy. It's not that hard.
Indy and Cincy.
And-
That's all.
Yeah.
And the
that's it.
Bills play the Patriots this week.
Yeah.
That's a little too tight.
As long as they play, everybody.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about in my fantasy.
Wait, so I'm just at mouthfeel?
Yeah.
Mouthfeel.
All right. Mouthfeel, and then I'm done. All right.
No, then you
Well,
have an
then it's
overall.
Oh.
I don't like the overall grade. Like if you're going to grade everything else, like why is there an overall grade?
Well,
So
it's
what's
if
the
you
what's the
like the beer
mouthfeel
more.
out of?
Out of 5.
Yeah.
For a Kolsch, I give it a 4. Overall, out of what?
Who are you texting?
Just
10.
Out of 10? 7. What's that give me?
So you were at
so add 0.75 to it.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that math.
So 38.5.
Did I give a half point?
You gave a point.
I give you a 30. Give you
No, we're pretty close. 38.5.
Give him a 38. I'll knock him down a half point.
All right.
Sorry, bud.
You don't deserve.
Hey, 38's respectable though.
Yeah, I'll
should
take
be
that.
good with that.
I'll take that all day.
I mean, it's not a 50, but
no, like they said, no one's getting a 50.
It's like wearing a corset. Yeah.
Let's see if JP actually responds to that email.
Does he? Or did he? Or no?
Yeah.
Dr. Homebrew.
Dr. Homebrew.
Dr. Scientist.
Jeez Louise.
Is your mic on?
No.
It's on. I hear it.
Jake turned it on.
They were gossiping over there. I didn't want them to get in trouble for talking shit on them.
I get a little bit lonely and I never turn around. Turn around. Every now and then I get very tired. Oh, God, it sounds bad.
Turn around.
Bright eyes. Every now and then I fall apart.
And I need you more tonight. Alright, that's enough.
No more. Stop singing. No more of that shit.
God, I was being quiet singing.
It's quiet singing that everyone can hear right now. The Brewing Network.
Greg, are you grading your own beer?
I am.
Are you trying to give yourself a score and see what you think and compare?
Greg,
that'd
do
be
you
kind
want
of
us
cool.
to shut the fuck up?
Eventually.
Oh, I've run the numbers countless times. And I just came out with 50. I could not have brewed a more perfect beer. Smells great to my nostrils. Hits my mouth like a tank.
Start at 12:45.
Stick 'em.
I want to turn your mics off.
No.
You guys are being ridiculous.
No, we're not.
We are annoying.
So,
at least you realize.
So I was in the beginning of our season.
Oh, so we're back to football.
Very disappointed with Flacco. He is getting better though.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you would have killed it last week.
How's my fantasy team doing? Because
you're out.
Oh,
now.
you're out.
You were doing so good. And you're out on both of them.
You're out. You're done.
I'm in the championship in both leagues.
Yeah, and I'm in one with you.
What happened?
I mean, she made it. It was pretty good.
I thought you were gonna be in the championship in both leagues, but you ended up losing.
So just a quick synopsis to everybody that doesn't know. Katie didn't know she was playing fantasy this year. She auto drafted in 2 leagues, and both of those leagues she made it to the semifinals without touching them. No fucking changes, no trades, no pickups in free agency.
I played her.
She made it to the semi. And that's what I'm saying.
And I played Katie before and after the bye weeks, so I lost both fucking times. Because during the bye weeks you lost all your games, but before and after you won all of them until the finals.
You just did crazy. So
How
I played you this past week in the NFL league, and I took you out. That makes me number 2 to you.
Yep.
So we're going into it this
You know what's
week.
funny? In both leagues, the person I'm playing has fucking Tom Brady as their quarterback. Both leagues. And you know what's funny?
Yeah, well, it's kind of shitty. Well, no.
He could not play.
Yeah, he could just sit out right now. Yeah, exactly.
I have 2 of Tom Brady's quarterbacks. I play them, and then it's like if he doesn't play,
you know what you can look forward to is that so Tom Brady will probably at least play a quarter.
Yeah.
Or at least play until he gets a touchdown, so you can at least get 7 points, 6 points.
Well, I don't have Tom Brady.
Everybody else has. I have Tom Brady.
So,
what's funny is I could play Cam Newton against both of them because I have Cam Newton in both my leagues. It could be just Cam Newton versus Tom Brady, but I decided to play, I'm playing Cam Newton in the one, and then the other one I'm playing Alex Smith. Just because Alex Smith is playing Green Bay.
Yeah, but
I think that's a bad decision.
Yeah,
that's just
Green
my
Bay's
personal
defense
opinion.
sucks.
So I've kind of lost
That's
interest
why
in
it's based on the
the
defense that they're going against.
They're ready to play. I think they're going to come back.
Yeah, they got mad last week.
Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Well,
their
Green Bay.
offense is, but their defense is still going to suck.
They
didn't get ruined.
Their defense still sucks.
You know whose defense sucked last week? Like, we're not even going to do a podcast tomorrow because we're just talking about it now.
I will talk about it again.
You know whose defense sucked last week? Eagles. Eagles shit the bed and barely came out of that game with a win.
Oh, yeah.
Against the Giants.
Yeah.
The Giants.
Well, that's
we're
a division
about.
game. It's always different.
It doesn't matter. The Giants only have like 2 wins. They're 2 wins more than the Browns. The Browns.
I was worried about losing to the Browns because Ravens always get really close to losing to the Browns. Well, usually,
but we never lose.
We
but
always
it's always close. It's
lose to shitty teams. Hands down, Ravens always lose to shitty
Although,
teams.
not this year.
Not this year.
This year, to shitty teams, we ruin them.
Yeah,
and then
dude.
to good teams, it's
We shut them out.
Yeah. So, I think an interesting thing to do next year is
they creep in on that.
Is we should play at least one league where we actually pick. I would actually be interested in doing this, where we actually pick our players and don't touch it. The rest of the season.
That would be. I literally changed my players. I didn't pick.
I
my
always
team.
change.
I didn't pick my team, but I've changed my players every week.
Well,
the
Katie rule. So like we have to we draft players, thinking about how they would survive throughout the season.
I picked up like 4 players
I hear
already
you.
for our game.
Yeah. So like
I don't trust receivers. I don't trust
I hear
the
you.
Patriots receivers. Like I don't know if I want to play that because I have 2
Oh
of
yeah,
them.
totally agree.
Yeah.
So like, what's funny is you go and like I think it was my league, and like Katie also did very good in that league too.
Yeah.
And Zach pulled the same thing where auto draft and didn't touch it.
Yeah.
And he only won like 1 game.
I was like, I should just tell Zach to trade me Antonio Brown, and that'd be killing it.
I had Wait, I had Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was like, I should just tell Zach to trade him
worked
to me.
so hard last year.
Yeah.
To build my team, I researched.
And you did really good last year too, though.
I did, but at the same time, I never won. Like I was fucking blowing it.
This year you got lucky and no one you had got injured.
Yeah,
Right.
that
was the biggest thing.
Oh, they're back on.
Everybody on my team got injured. Oh, here's
Right.
So the one
Let's bring them back in.
The
Let's see what
one
they say.
or suspended. I have Ezekiel.
He's
Elliott.
allowed to talk still.
I have Ezekiel Elliott for one game.
The 1 year where I was ruining people.
No.
Remember that year where I actually had like a really good team? I had Antonio Brown. Who else did I have? Running back from Atlanta.
I don't know.
He sprained his
I think I have him.
hamstring or his calf.
He tore his calf muscle.
I'm glad
but
Ezekiel Elliott came back for this last game. I was like, yes.
Oh, he's
you.
back?
Yeah.
That's
Oh wait,
so
it's not. I
stupid.
don't have him against you. I have him against Russell.
What do we got going on here?
Both.
They have their mics turned off. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So
by points, I kill both of you guys by like at least 25 points. That doesn't mean shit.
I think I got you this week.
don't know, we'll
I
see.
think I got you. I think I can do it.
My best.
Wait, we're playing each other in Justin's league, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I got you.
See, I made the smartest.
I'm done after this year.
I will say,
Sorry, Justin.
I made the smartest.
I was done last year.
I made the smartest move, just so you guys
not a
know.
good league.
And I picked up Alex Collins on both my teams.
Ooh, yeah.
As soon as he got good, and it just fucking
Shit the bed.
killed. No, he's just been killing it as soon as I picked him up. Last game, not so much because he got hurt.
No,
but
the Browns have a
he
good
still
run
picked-
defense.
See,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the
he
Browns
got
have a good
hurt,
run
too.
defense. So
see the booms that they have. There's like so
Yeah.
much nicer.
But no, when I
this is
see
pretty
Alex
good,
Collins
Jake.
run, it's
it'll do.
fucking good.
It's
Like
a
it,
start.
That's
like,
why I
it's
picked
a
him up,
start,
dude.
that's
I was
right.
like,
What?
oh, I look like I know what I'm doing.
there's nothing exciting. There's nothing ever exciting about our run game anymore, other than Alex Collins.
As soon as I saw him, I'm like,
Nah,
I'm picking him up.
Buck Allen gets a touchdown.
He's getting.
Oh, he does,
Yeah, I
but
know,
like,
which pisses
but
me
his,
off.
I know, I
his-
agree.
His games throughout, like in the
Alex
middle of the
Collins still
field,
gets
is
them.
literally he hits the wall of players and just stops. Alex Collins just fucking keeps running. He's so fast. He's
big.
and
I
he's-
like it.
he-
He's like a
Marshawn Lynch. I get a little bit.
that or like
Yep.
Eddie Lacy's breakout year.
Yeah.
Like before he got tubby.
Yep.
Yeah.
He is so fun to watch.
Oh, absolutely. He moves
so. I picked him up as soon. I was like, this is the smartest thing. And it's so funny because he started out like he's going to get 8 points a game. Now he's up to 16 points a game. Like,
you know what? You know what he's great for? FanDuel. Because he's cheap.
Oh yeah.
He's super cheap because he's still just coming up.
Yep.
And dude, he gets points, which is nice. Except for last week.
He'll put up last week.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have a good run defense.
10 points, which was all right.
Yeah,
better than all my other fucking running backs that suck. I don't have any good running backs. He's my best one. I just keep picking him up.
It's just there's nothing exciting about watching someone run into a wall of players and just stopping. No. Like he'll run into it and then just like keep running. Like his feet move faster than he should be.
He's good on the quick pass too. Yeah. He'll do the same thing.
That's the thing too. You get at least in my league, you get more points if you get a receiving touchdown. And you get that PPR and shit like that. So let's see if they're talking now.
4 submissions. This is the first.
How many of them were IPAs, JP?
Oh my God, too friggin' many of them.
73.
For me, it was like how many of them were Russian Imperial Stouts, and as much as they're all fun. Like,
see, Greg, you're gonna fit in, man. They're gonna love you.
It's always fun opening up on brother-in-law comes over, breaks out a cigar, like, I have this Russian Imperial Stout. Like
they were doing a lot of Russian
things.
Nothing
when
wrong
you
with
do
it.
go
Like
onto the phone, I'm just going to go ahead and cut all the mics. Well, I guess it doesn't matter.
The 74th Stout versus the 75th that we've had on the show, but I will remember that goddamn Grodzisky.
Grodzisky, dude, that thing started me down a.
I didn't even know what a Grodzisky was until like last week.
I love that beer.
What is it?
Anyway, before we get started, I do want to thank you. Thank you. I do
but
thank you.
where was I when I looked? When I was at Two Stones.
What is it like?
The show.
I didn't try it. I just saw what it was.
Every time
lighter
smoked
beer,
or if you're a binging,
I believe
probably every
it's like a
half
4% smoked beer.
A light smoked beer.
I've had a smoked beer before. What was it? It was from Oscar Blues, I think.
They keep the brewing shit clean. They keep it sanitary as well. PBW 5-star sand.
I do get 5-star
and they are good people. They're good friends of the show, and we enjoy their product. We love them a lot, and you will too.
I buy it by the bucket, man.
Are you getting nervous at all? Just like to talk to these guys?
I honestly do.
I mean, I'm kind of nervous for you. You're going to be on this show, like everybody at that camera can see like we're watching this show right here. I don't know. That's kind of cool.
Shit in your pants,
can I chat right now?
And
shit in your pants like I was before Todd and Ashley's wedding.
You know, I started using distilled water with my Star Stand. Just because of you.
Just remember to breathe, you know?
I gotta sign up. Fuck it. Never mind.
I
was going to get in the chat, pump you up.
The first beer we're doing tonight?
The Irish Red.
Okay. Your second beer.
It's not the dude I was going to try to go against.
Brian, are you there?
Let's open the second.
What's up, boys?
What's going on, dude?
He was going to be...
Nothing. I just figured I'd send you a nice Irish Red because you don't get that every day.
Brian,
that's true.
This guy sounds like he's from Canada.
With an I, the proper
Greg,
spelling.
you know what you should do?
Of course, thank you.
Give a shout out to Jake's podcast.
Nah. You don't have to do that.
Where in Pennsylvania?
You don't have to do that.
Pennsylvania.
But you want to do that.
Come on, man. Hold on.
Chocolate capital.
He's from Hershey.
Yeah, actually, yes. Same place that makes chocolate.
I'm from Pennsylvania, so I'm familiar at least a little bit. Like, I think most people don't understand.
I like how the second two guys are from the fucking East Coast,
right next to each other, and like, no, that's like 5 hours apart. But
right.
But I'm from Pittsburgh. But
getting a little
fuck Pittsburgh.
They've got some great Permane sandwiches.
Well, that's cool, man. How long you
God, it's so good. Mouth watering.
Let's see. We'll call it 5 years. I've been doing. I started out 5 years ago doing like hard lemonades, and then did that for a couple years.
Are you playing that through the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering if it's just an awkward silence.
No, they can do that.
The first couple were questionable, but you know, you learn.
From
just like beer, dude.
From lemon juice.
Greg, what was your first beer that you made?
Squeezed
an IPA.
How
years.
What was your favorite beer?
It was
the bourbon
lemonade concentrate.
Yeah.
So sometimes I would do like straight lemonade.
So
or
far, my
lemon
favorite that
and
you made was
lime,
that
or
cucumber
lemon and
beer.
strawberry.
That was a
I
good
like the key
summer
lime.
beer.
I like the key lime one with the lactose.
Frozen
That was good, too.
concentrates with a little bit of
I don't know if I have a favorite.
dry malt
This new
extract.
stout's pretty good. And I had some, but everybody drank it before I left, so I was going to try to bring you guys some, and then people kept coming up and like, I'm going to try it. All right.
Just a regular stout.
So if you
an oatmeal stout with vanilla and cocoa nibs.
I can't believe you didn't say
I have
something.
some.
You know how
I can bring you some tomorrow.
You know how much I like stouts.
I can bring some tomorrow.
He's got more.
Don't
worry about it.
You know how much I like stout. I would have graded that a 50.
I have that shit on
50 out of 50.
I finally got to test out my nitro system. I have that shit on nitro at my house.
Oh shit!
Is that why
So-
it tastes so good?
No, you didn't have it on nitro.
So you heard this guy? He started making hard lemonades.
Who?
This guy that
Oh,
they're
no
talking
shit.
to.
Huh.
Like, is that something you've ever even looked into? Or?
No, but I've seen people do, like, people have actually taken, like, the powder for Gatorade and turned it into alcohol.
Really?
And then somebody did the same thing.
That's some like jailhouse shit.
Is this
Yeah, I know, right?
Um,
Making some.
It's not
fucking
beer,
Yeah,
but
wine in the
crazy
toilet.
shit.
hydrating is what I was gonna
I
say.
don't know. No, but
Yeah.
somebody else,
Electrolytes.
somebody did the same thing with. There was a Mountain Dew lemonade thing, and somebody did the exact same with that. It was a powdered Mountain Dew shit. It's just bright red.
So those are just the sugars that the yeast will eat
Yeah.
to turn into alcohol.
Yep.
I want to hear what they're judging. They're judging.
one-
with the
All right.
temperature here of the beer. It's a nice low earthy hop. Just a I did get a hint
Earthy.
of some faint
that's a good
roastiness in
word.
the aroma, probably from the darker malts being used to color the beer, and it is a really deep, rich, appearance-wise, a deep copper-colored beer.
They really get into
I
this.
mean,
like,
almost bordering on
like I thought, like
professional judges.
I don't.
starts medium, just kind of a tan.
I guess I
color,
don't really like the
tan-colored head.
word earthy
It's
to
faded
describe
pretty
a beer.
slowly, mostly finer bubbles.
Like whenever I think of
gave it full
earthy, I
points
think of
for
like
appearance, even though it's a little on the
dirt,
darker side
or
of
like
style.
rocks.
That's fine.
Like this
When it
tastes.
comes-
This
Rocks.
literally
This
tastes like
tastes
rocks.
like
When it
Rich
comes to
malt,
hops,
biscuity
you'll
and
be able to
clean.
tell earthy from citrusy.
Again,
like
it's warm,
earthy
so it's
is
coming out a
more
little more
like
than I would
piney,
want it to, but I could
kind of like.
Well, why do they say
Greenery.
piney?
older, I can tell
Well, they'll
kinda
say
what it would be like.
piney is like it's
piney is earthy.
Keith was
piney
commenting
is
how the-
above.
This tastes
earthy,
very
and I
vegan.
think but you'll
the
have
finish is kind of medium dry.
pretty
to
much
me.
yeah.
This
it's gonna be
tastes
like,
like
brassy.
ribs.
Oh, I want it to be dry,
This
but it's the impression as
Okay,
warm
so
as
citrus
This tastes
is
like a
vegan
West-
too,
It's just-
like-
it's hard to get
West
that
Texas mesquite.
bite the
This
same way.
tastes like
But that's kind of into
like,
mouthfeel too. We'll get there.
tastes like
so the malt seems a little
like
high.
granite.
But
This tastes like
it's
granite.
definitely
I
balanced
mean, if
malt.
there's
Oh
meat in
no,
your
no,
beer,
no!
you
It's
got
a
an
little
issue.
smoother
Makes
than
sense.
granite,
This
more
tastes
like
a little bit
marble.
more like a
Just that-
diamond.
in between.
I don't know.
Yeah, if there's
malty,
meat in your beer, you
biscuity,
have an
nice
issue.
clean flavor that you
Unless
want
you're
in
doing like a
Irish red,
bacon
and
thing.
it's-
Hey, is that guy?
you
Is
know,
that guy
boy,
drinking a
it's
blue? Is
bold
that guy
for
drinking a
Irish
fat
red,
tire?
but,
Look, he's got the same
it's
tip
kind-
as me.
Kind I would
No,
want. It's leaning
probably-
towards
it
the-
could be
the
my
richer
beer.
side for style, but I kind
Oh,
of
what?
That's
It,
Greg's
what
bottle.
wait,
It
I
is.
thought you didn't put it in the you put it in a brown bottle.
Yeah, they're
You didn't put the Kolsch
Dude,
in
they're
the
letting the
Grolsch?
carb out. They're letting it. They're letting it. It's gonna be
Oh
flat.
They already judged
fucking-
it. I sent three. One stage.
Oh, they already
one's on
judged
air,
it.
and then the two
Ah,
guys
okay,
judging
cool,
it.
cool.
Yeah, but I thought that was the name of the beer, the flat Kolsch,
Should we listen to
the flat Kolsch and the Grolsch.
Not this.
I just want to know what
not
the I just want to know what the end
Slickness,
score
I'm
is.
not
So I
getting
can
that.
be
There's
with
no
it.
slickness. There's no butteriness.
It's not slick
And I prefer
or
it that way,
buttery.
actually. So
Not slick,
I
not
like his
buttery.
hair. Like, I wonder
medium
if he's
carbonation.
going for a
Should have
man
a
bun in the
spritzy, but
future, or
not to the
Oh, he
point of
can
being
bun it
annoying.
down.
Justin Jones.
No astringency.
Who's that?
Okay, well,
Justin
My
Jones.
ex-boss.
You've
Our
ruined
It's
it.
ex-boss.
smooth, but it's
Justin
not like
Jones
slow
is the guy,
creamy
the manager at GameStop. That he was our
Our
manager.
ex-boss.
Oh God, he was so
He's
funny.
such a
on the
creep
palate.
on
So
too.
God, he was such a
nice
creep,
where
but
they're too
It
from
was
the-
amazing.
He was
It's kinda
good.
cool
Alright,
how
just-
much
Overall,
drinking beer, many of the most of the desired elements for an Irish red ale seems a bit big, but it could be due to the warmth
Bigly?
of the judging temperature. It just seems nicely brewed.
Greg,
I
I'm
would just
really
say
excited to
if
hear
you're
about your
using
feedback.
dark malts for color, just be sure to keep those restrained, and look at the way you add them. I mean, you can use Gordon Strong's advice of
Yeah,
not putting
we're
them through
getting
your whole
into
mash
it.
if you want, just to
What's it gonna
get the color. I mean, sometimes
Damn,
when
just
I've
give us
made
the
like
number.
black IPAs and stuff, I'll use the Carafa like as I'm running the beer off. Just put a colander with a strainer bag below that and just run it through the darkest.
through that
coloring. Yeah,
not even on top of the spark.
Give us the
No,
number.
just put it separately where it's running out the mash and into that.
They're doing
it
the
did.
critique.
It was
giving
great.
you-
The anticipation is killing me.
I
This is how you learn
I
to
can't
do
handle
it.
the anticipation.
I didn't want my black IPA to be too rich roasty, so I started with just about half the amount I wanted, and I was like, color-wise, I need to add the other half, so I put it in the strainer thing, and it worked great.
Cool.
So that's something you could do. But
I'm glad you didn't do this.
you don't have to do it my
at
weird way.
Fucking bar.
So yeah, it's a nice beer. I gave it a 37. I thought it was a fantastic.
Damn.
Awesome. Okay.
37. That's
Now,
what you
yeah.
gotta deal
For the
with
first
here.
time for the
Yeah,
second
no
time.
way.
Greg, it's
You don't think you'll get a 37?
It's
gonna bring up
Just being on the show is winning, honestly.
Yeah, you'll be all right, man.
Brian seemed like he was kind of gung ho on this
Babe,
one,
it's a
so I let
good
him go.
beer.
No, I don't care.
I mean,
It's
It's not every day you get to judge your own beer.
Glad I'm not going against that dude.
37?
You
You had two professionals grade your beer right here. What would we give you?
Overall, I thought it was really, really clean. No
37.75 and a 38.
I think you'd be all right.
Yeah, you good. They'll probably.
some diacetyl.
Yeah,
These guys seem like huggers. They'll probably give you like a 40.
So here's the deal, though.
You know, like dragging. Right?
Hold on, let me turn that down. Who has to measure Greg's erection when he gets like a 40?
Oh my god, that thing will be bursting through his shorts.
It'll go right through the table. Like it'll like
I give
it'll
Zach
go right through the table.
permission to measure Greg's erection with his mouth. Like it's
with his mouth.
Just don't move around too much because I really have to pee again.
Just go
Greg, I
down.
think
Go
you
down.
have
Go down. Go
time
down.
to pee, honestly.
Yeah, go
Hey
down.
Greg, can you get Katie a beer?
I'll answer your phone. I'm like, hello, it's Becky.
You know, for the style, that's fine. The
Can't be loud.
carbonation level. Flavor wise, a lot of things Brian said.
So they're going through like other people.
Caramel.
Exactly. That's what we're talking about, Greg. You're not listening.
Acetaldehyde, but I get that.
You
like,
can't
in any
hit
beer
this.
that doesn't have hops. Sometimes I can kind of pick it.
Anyways, back to this delicious Flying Dog Double Dog. Give it a 37 out of 46 and a half.
37 out of 38.
All right. My headwaters is a little old, I think. Sorry, microphone.
I'm drinking this rich Belgian style ale.
Now, do you realize that like it used to not say Belgian on that? It used to be an amber.
Amber,
ale.
yeah.
So they didn't.
I don't know what.
I don't think they changed the recipe.
No, they just changed the name.
Changed the name. Maybe Greg can.
I mean, I don't know the difference.
That,
it tastes the same to me and has the same name as Fat Tire. Huh?
Shh. He knows better.
Greg.
Shh. No, he's being good by not being loud as he's in the kitchen, as my wife is in slumber.
She's sleeping so good.
Thank God.
Hopefully.
Because she's got to be up in 3 hours.
Yeah.
I need to be up in like. Tomorrow's gonna suck.
No, you're not even getting your 10 hours. You might as well sleep or stay awake through it.
No, I'm not gonna ruin it.
Well, I think that guideline.
Hey, Greg,
really
were you born in a fucking barn?
I think the roast is. Where you have the roast, I think is fine.
I don't know. Maybe he has. Hold on, get that on.
For me, the whole Gordon
can't.
Strong thing and whatever is probably blasphemy. It's like I always worry about pH sort of. Things going on there where you're like you get a mash pH and then you throw dark malt in. Does it mess up your boil pH before that? Like, maybe not. I should talk to him about that and see that and more easily just actually test it, see what happens. Yeah, and
that cool mountain air.
Smooth. It's cold as a mountain stream.
Although it's flat. It's flat, so all it does is kosh.
It's gonna be good. I'm excited.
Are you nervous yet?
This is an Irish ale. I think you did a really great.
Greg, what's your over/under?
Hold on. This guy's about to give his final score to the other one. So.
Yeah, and the roastiness comment, it is allowed, and it's funny. I was kind of looking back and forth between the 08 and the 15 guidelines. They both allow a little
32?
diacetyl. They both allow a little roast in the
gave
flavor.
Yourself
actually,
a 32.
So there hasn't been too much change on this in actuality. So there's.
I guess I do agree with Brian. Like the 1046 is the high end of the OG. I guess for one, this Brian, not
a little.
Not
the anticipation is killing me.
Maybe a little big. think like just I don't know. Maybe it's the Final Gravity. Just
hold on.
Big
I might be able to change their voices.
Let's
you
find
ready
out.
for
Well,
this?
I mean, that Final Gravity can go up to 1014.
Like, you really want to see, like some of those things like it was 1036 to 1046 and 10
to 1014, but you couldn't go 1036 to 1014.
They sound like evil people.
Or something, right?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
I really liked it too. It definitely doesn't taste
It's like most of the Irish reds I've had. Most of the Irish reds I've had are like more
caramel malt, more crystal, you know, mouthfeel like heavy, and this has that.
I can taste the magnesium and cobalt in that.
You don't taste any
it's real
flavors?
distinct flavor.
No banana, no nothing.
Tapers off a little bit.
It's not the style
both throughout, and I mean, you know, that's the thing with some
I'll
of the
fight you
commercial,
right
commercial Irish
It's not
reds.
spicy.
Sometimes
And
we use some
usually,
adjuncts
like,
and things, and
Kolsch
it's
have
a
more-
lighter bodied beer.
It's not
this
quite
is
as
a little
citrusy
bigger, a little
hops, and these are
fuller,
more citrusy.
Yeah.
You didn't add your special flavored nut.
So you don't
nut
taste
flavored.
any diacetyl or
No, that's
no one ever knows when the nut flavor is introduced.
I think for me,
Or a
like,
nutty
judging a
aroma.
beer, like that's the most important part.
Oh yeah.
And
Sure,
having
It
aroma.
starts off with just a little under 80%.
Jeez, blow my eardrums
Hot
out.
damn.
That was pretty good, actually.
So
My
what is
inspiration.
this? What am I supposed to smell?
It's a Kolsch. It's
Clean.
all malt, a little bit of hop, just to make sure it's not super sweet.
It's supposed to smell like a Kolsch.
Crystal 20 and Crystal 60.
Idiot.
This is very smooth body beer.
A Kolsch?
Yeah, it's good.
I don't taste
Yeah.
any impurities. That's amazing.
You can't taste the magnesium and cobalt?
That banana bread beer is this the same style?
No. It shouldn't have any banana to it.
I guess like banana.
Yeah, okay.
What does
I
that
guess
mean?
because it's so late at night, I'm not dropping any frames, which is pretty amazing.
You running 60
banana
frames?
Is
Nah, 30.
Third.
It's very close.
It's fucking YouTube, man.
It could
You
be
need to go like unlimited
the honey
frames.
malt that kind of gives it like give that impression.
I don't have that. My
That
upload
capability?
speed is not fast enough for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my download, yeah, but my upload's only like 15
What do you
meg.
think?
Oh.
My download's like 200. So stupid. Fucking Armstrong.
It does taste.
That's
a
better than
little
mine.
bit like
Time Warner has like a monopoly up there. And the highest
Armstrong
we can get
has
is
a monopoly.
highest we can get is 60 download.
That sucks.
oh, good.
Yeah, I mean we can get
Write
up
that
the
down,
500 down, but
What about up?
It's good though.
the up is I
Yeah.
think the most it goes is like 20.
I'm happy I set this
20?
one in.
I think. I mean that's
I mean, it's
that's
good.
quadruple mine right now.
Sure.
Mine's like 5 upload. But I mean I don't upload anything, so
It all depends on your price too. I mean,
it's
we're spending like $70 just for internet.
It's whether or not the government wants to see me flop around in my living room naked at 120 frames per second.
Fucking losing my microphone over here.
It should have been 1017. It actually finished a little bit lower at about 1012.
Shit. Wouldn't mind finish out at. I can just bullshit it.
Come on, Greg. You got to get your shit together. Write it down.
I wrote
It's about to be your moment.
It's not gonna be right. I'll just bullshit it.
Obviously, but you know.
Just tell them you bought it at a store and sent it in.
This would be 40 cents.
Greg, your French charge, right?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, he's been plugged in this whole time.
Mash it a little bit higher. I don't know. What
I would
do you
keep
have any
it plugged in
suggestions?
so it won't show off.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Did a good number on it there, apparently. I don't know.
Yeah, it did.
You might
Oh
try
man, I
right
just
through it.
busted loose.
Fermenting a little bit cooler too.
Busted
just a
loose?
touch, couple
Yeah,
minutes.
now I got it.
What
Don't worry about it. I'll worry about it tonight.
What
You said
temperature?
67.
Yeah, I
67.
used to do mine on like 64.
I would go mid to lower 60s.
I mean, how many times is 67 in Ireland? I guess.
I don't fucking know.
64?
I didn't know they
frames?
really.
Are they talking about
it's
frames per second?
The gravity.
Within that, but
The
like,
original
you know,
versus the finished
I don't-
gravity.
It's crazy how much they actually stay involved with
ride,
just
but
one
in
person.
General, like beers.
You got a long time
Yeah.
to talk. Make sure your brain's nice
Wait,
and
are
sharp.
they're not still talking to the guy though?
No,
on the phone?
they are.
Really?
Yeah, listen.
I'm mostly Irish too, probably, but whatever. But it doesn't matter. But
ready?
So it should be cooler fermentations, I would think.
Did you
like
see
for
the
Scottish.
ester stuck out to you a little bit, or
Yeah, I think a little bit. Yeah. Yeah,
to me, they were fairly
I
restrained.
actually underlined it for me. I thought it was a little bit
I swear they're still talking to him.
They were
They're just
I
talking over him right
I thought they just talked to him for a bit and then hung up.
No, they're getting the
you do a good job.
Keep the
They
recipe,
want
lower
the
that
secret.
temperature.
You're doing a good job of
Just
brewing beer.
just
It's
remember,
a matter
guys,
of,
we all have to
hey,
shut the
your
fuck up
gravity
when
was
he's on.
1057,
So if they grade you
so that was,
good
like, way
or
above
like
the
real high and they ask you for the recipe, are you gonna
guidelines.
tell them
Sometimes
to
that's
fucking
okay. Like,
pack
sometimes
sand?
you can do that and make a beer.
Yeah.
Pack sand, you sons of bitches.
Style like this is probably one of those.
Like this is my recipe.
It actually works well, but Brian like.
Now, Greg,
calls
this is
for
probably
some
on delay,
bullshit
so
pretty
you'll
hard.
want to
Like,
take
I
your
knew it was
headphones
a little bit
off.
higher,
Yeah,
we
but
listen.
don't change the base malt. Don't change the yeast. You got it right there. The
What
process
are
is
you
pretty
writing
good.
down right now?
Just fermentation
No
temp and a
talking.
little
Taking
recipe
this-
adjustment.
yeah, no
You got a
talking.
Fantastic.
That's
Just
not
because
even close
we
to
don't want to
64.
fuck him up.
Any questions, Brian, for either
Uh-oh,
other
Greg,
Brian
it's
or
coming.
not
It's
Brian?
coming.
Oh, here it goes.
No, he's
No,
gonna take a
I-
break first.
I'm by not Brian
I was
now.
going to take a break first.
No, I appreciate it. And,
You scared?
Thanks for
I'm
the
scared.
feedback. And
Cool.
Jake, can you turn off our mics?
No, it's fine.
Well,
I'm gonna
this,
take these off.
he's just going to be on his own thing. But this has definitely got to be delayed at least 5 seconds, I guarantee. So it's better off that he takes his headphones off, so he just
Hey,
doesn't.
who's this guy in the chat?
Greg, if we're
Jerry
distracting
Lynch.
you, Greg, just
What does it
go
say?
into the guest
Does this thing
work?
work?
Apparently not.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
You can't chat in there.
You
can.
Shout out.
They actually use that.
You can, but you have to sign in, and I wasn't going to put my email
be able
address.
to do it as a
Nah.
gas because it used to be able that way.
Well, you can't anymore because I tried.
Doctor
The only meter on the market that runs water tests with no math needed on your part. It connects via Bluetooth to your phone there. It's
got the
pretty
ad
neat. You
coming
can
in.
email the results to the rest of your brewing
getting real,
team
Greg.
or
It's not gonna
post your
See, I could've
Facebook
went-
page.
Are you going
and
to
let
plug
your
my
homebrew club get
podcast?
the
Or you're
lowdown
going
on
to
what's going on.
plug
You can test
Forge
for over 40
training
different
methods?
tests.
No,
Toluene,
I mean, why do you have to live with one? Just get all of them. Just start yelling all.
Like a NASCAR driver?
Patented, safe, and simple
different-
reagent
just
make
testing.
you a logo.
Anybody can.
Greg,
I
just
need a logo.
Just yell
Well, I
through
mean,
the
I kinda
ads
have logos.
before they cut you off.
So go to smartbrewkit.com. You can save $10 on either the standard or advanced
$10.
Smart Brew Kit
Ooh.
with code
Look,
TBN10.
we got free ads coming in on my podcast.
You're
Thanks,
cool,
thanks,
and you can get your
Brewing.
club to go
You're
in
welcome,
online
Brewing
or
Network.
You getting
whatever,
paid for
just
this?
kinda,
Nope.
Censor that.
Test each other's water on a Sunday. It's a pretty cool toy. Pretty easy to use.
Yeah, it's fun. I really like it. I really enjoy it.
A toy.
Okay,
He
what
called
we're
it a
gonna do,
toy.
we're gonna
That
take a
means
break,
it's
and
shit.
We're going to come back and we're going to try another beer, and it's going to be a good time. So hang on, everyone. This is Dr. Homebrew. We'll be right back.
We got this beer from Greg Newswanger. It's a real cute beer.
Newswanger.
No, he's already said my name live already.
Did he say it right?
Hey, so
no. Oh god.
Oh,
Jake,
he was close.
Jake, did you hear about whenever Greg
Said Swanger like that.
Oh,
So-
dude, you should hear. You should
Hey.
hear when
He's
my
like,
phone tries to
"Wank."
talk your name. It's
Jake,
ridiculous.
did you hear about it whenever Greg was pinning me for the chief ceremony?
Go ahead.
So
though.
we had like this rehearsal and everything where, you know, we're running through it and we had everyone's names and everything. And everyone had their family and stuff. And I have Greg with his fucking weird ass last name, and he calls it out. I was like, Greg Newswanger. Are you fucking with me right now? He's like, no. I was like, I swear he's a real person. Like he's gonna be there. He's like, I feel like you're fucking with me right now.
Yeah.
Right now? He
He's
said
like,
that?
Yeah.
Not there. Like
No. Yeah, not at the ceremony. This was at the rehearsal. And he's like, I'm not saying that. I'm just gonna say Greg. And I was like, come on, just say his last name. He's like, I'm not gonna say it. He's like, fine, I'll say it. And he did. He did end up saying it. And
Oh
he's
my
like,
God.
well, he was
it's
like,
kind of fucked up that he wouldn't say it.
Well,
though.
he was like,
and then Zach's life partner Greg.
yeah, he was saying that
heterosexual life partner.
he was saying that he was gonna laugh because he laughed during the rehearsal, and but he didn't end up laughing.
Yeah.
No,
Newswanger.
good man.
Yeah.
Newswanger.
Enough craft beer and what?
Oh, craft beer.
Well, it says Brew Guru, so.
This guy's a Penguins
It
fan.
says Brew Guru, so I can only
He's
do what
from
it says.
Pittsburgh. We already established
But
it.
you know,
Boo.
look, Bev. What comes with the Brew Guru, what you're helping to do with the Brew Guru is becoming an AHA member, and that's the best way to use it.
So, in order to become an AHA member,
use the link on our screen, on our homepage.
That's too much fun.
And then Look, basically, we get a cut of it, and then
Look
it's
at
going to
Pam
help
in the
train Bev to
background,
cross
babe.
out the words Brew Guru.
The receptionist.
On the library sheet and put in
Bev.
She looks
member
like a
drive.
Bev.
I just want to hear
Did
you
it.
guys argue. It's really fun to hear you guys argue.
We'll
There's
settle
her
in,
voice.
Brian. We'll settle in.
Maybe it'll help you read the live reads that I print out for you.
But
Burn! Oh!
That's not the live read. That's just the show log.
You're supposed
But
to
the show
know
log
these things,
says
JP.
which one it is.
Whatever.
Thank
Click
you,
through
thank
our
you,
webpage,
thank you.
You get 2 free books.
You get 2 free books, everybody.
free
So,
books.
Getting
So
burned.
so if you're
on
not an AHA member, Holmes, you should be one.
Holmes,
And
that's
Greg,
kind of like racist.
On a scale of 1 to 50, are you nervous?
Not that.
Like a 37.5?
For the world, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know, you walk.
Greg is looking. I wish I had a camera on just
I know.
Greg right now.
You want me to move that camera?
Discount here. Use your
Big.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah, put like you can bring it towards you right now if you wanted to. You could be a cameraman.
Greg,
Oh,
you
yeah, I
got
can get a
this.
discount.
I know. I'm waiting for it.
Oh, okay.
Oh God.
I could have got a discount there.
You need
What did
a
Apple tell you?
you need a hey dummy.
Oh shit! Here they
Everyone shut
are.
up.
And that's what this is.
Hello.
Awesome.
All right, let's get. Excuse me. Let's get Greg on the phone. Hopefully, this is the right Greg, and
am
not
here. What's
I
going
didn't
on,
pull a JP
Hey guys.
I'm doing all right.
and do the other Greg. You know what I mean? We have a Kolsch, right? That's what Greg has. We have a Kolsch, which is another style we don't get a whole lot of. Greg, are you there, man?
Different. Actually, well,
I
had
am
a whole
here.
bunch of
What's going on,
ideas
baby?
How you doing, dude?
but, since it
I'm
took
doing all right.
a decent amount of time for you guys.
Appreciate you sending a Kolsch in. I was just lamenting the fact that a lot of people don't brew these anymore, and that disappoints me.
Yeah, I just figured I'd try to send something else different. Actually, well, I had a whole bunch of ideas when I was trying to send something in, but since it took a decent amount of time for you guys to get me on,
It did.
luckily I had a Kolsch, so I sent that one in.
Yeah.
And actually, I tried to set it up so that I could kind of, like, I have one here, and I wanted to make sure I could recreate what you guys were going to deal with. So my plan was to throw it in the back of my car
Yeah.
and drive around for a
Drive
while.
around the
and let it
neighborhood.
Slosh back and forth.
Smart.
But, yeah.
You
Didn't
can't,
get around to
you
that.
can't really like recreate the dickness of JP holding the bottle. So that's the real problem.
That,
You
that,
get
was, my,
to find somebody
that
in your-
was my plan, but
yeah, somebody in your
you know.
in your city that's like kind of just a jerk. Like, oh, that guy's a jerk. I want that guy to hold the
That's
bottle
right.
for a
I'm
while.
the biggest
like,
jerk you've ever met in my entire life.
No, not the biggest jerk. Like, there's bigger jerks.
No.
We see
But,
JP
like,
in the parking lot
Well,
with like
I'm gonna do
chains
something.
attached to these bottles, like practicing his nunchuck skills. He's like, yeah.
That's right. That's
what he
right.
does.
All right, Greg, how long have you been homebrewing, man?
It's been a little bit over 3 years now.
3 years? Okay. And is this your first attempt at a Kolsch?
This is my first Kolsch.
Oh. Were you a little nervous brewing it, or did you like, I got this, it's fine?
I guess a little bit nervous, but I don't know, man. I'm just making beer, so
It's like
see how
whatever.
it goes.
Oh, here's a style. I'll make it. Whatever. Who cares?
Exactly.
Yeah, I realized maybe that was overthinking that question. Are you nervous because you got? Anyway, let's get to this. Let's get to this beer here. Keith, why don't you go ahead and start us out, bruh?
Thanks, JP.
You're welcome.
Sorry about the whole, like, the biggest jerk in the city.
Hey, it's
sort
all
of
right.
comment.
Just go ahead and let's do this Kolsch.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Kolsch. I think I was told it had some different hops than normal Kolsch would have, but we'll talk about that later. But
It do.
the Mandarina Bavaria and the Hallertau Blanc. But for me, like on the nose, I got a fair level of esters. I got some red apple, just a faint touch of banana, and then a medium spicy hop with a low citrus, white wine, stone fruit sort of character. No diacetyl. I would say on the nose, like the esters were more than subtle. Like for a Kolsch, I'm looking for a pretty subtle nose, and I was getting a little more than subtle. Malt in general was not again, but like kind of hidden. Like it was pretty low. I got a little like graininess there, but it wasn't a lot of sweetness from the malt on the aroma. Moving on, appearance, medium dark gold. I think this is pushing the boundaries of a Kolsch in terms of color. Pretty dark. I've been to, I'll say Cologne, whatever. I won't pronounce it properly, but this would be probably darker than any Kolsch that's in Cologne. But it's right at the end. It's not like super dark, but it's pretty dark for that. Clarity is awesome. It looks really pretty. Almost, it is brilliantly clear. and the head is there's a good amount of head retention on the ring of the head, but yeah, it's not awesome on that, but yeah, looks pretty cool there. Flavor wise, I got a low sweetness, medium high bitterness. It's dry and crisp. More and more I taste it, the bitterness sort of shines through. The style is supposed to be sort of dry and refreshing. I felt like it was a little bit heavy on the bitterness in terms of that. Sorry, just tasting again right now. Yeah, it feels a little harsh, a little harsher than a Kolsch should be. I want to see a little more malt presentation there. Got a lot of esters. Got those apple esters again, red apple esters. They're pretty high. Very little, in general, like that ester sort of dry finish overtakes the malt sweetness. I'd like to see a little more malt presentation in this beer, but the malt sweetness is pretty low. Finish is fairly, I said, bitterness sort of forward, a little bit harsh. Hop flavor is, it's not crazy. Like I said, I knew about the Mandarina and the Hallertau Blanc, and hop flavor is medium low there. I get a little bit of that, but not a ton. Thank you. Fairly astringent from that hop bitterness. Medium light body, medium carbonation. Style trademark is being really smooth, and I thought this was a little bit on the harsher side. So overall impression, a really good beer, a tasty beer. I think for a Kolsch, it's kind of hard to, it's a style that tastes like a very specific thing in terms of showing the malt and showing a little bit of fruitiness and showing just really, really restraint. And I think this one had a little too much esters in terms of the apple. And then also the bitterness was just, it hit me a little hard. Like it was not something that I would say it was Kolsch proper. So the bitterness overpowers the malt sweetness and the delicate nature of the beer. So for the esters, I would just make sure you're fermenting properly and having the temperature wise that you want, and depending on the yeast strain, that sort of thing. And for the bitterness, I would look at water profiles, and also obviously the hops that you're using, and when you're entering them into the beer, and IBUs and all that sort of stuff. But I like the beer a lot. I just thought for a Kolsch, it was just it wasn't delicate enough. It wasn't sensitive.
Oh.
But so I gave it a 27 out of 50.
Okay, Brian, go ahead, man.
Right, yeah, on the nose, it's definitely malt forward. It's bready, and to me, kind of slightly wordy. Medium light DMS was coming through. I got a lightly herbal and slight orangey hop character at a pretty low level. Wasn't poking out too big there. No diacetyl or acetaldehyde. Appearance-wise, it's pretty clear. It's a clarity was nice. It has it's a rich golden colored beer. A little too dark. Came out with a low head at first and faded really quickly. I mean, it should start with a nice fluffy white head but it just faded quickly to a collar of finer and larger bubbles. Flavor wise, it was malty and bready up front with a slightly kind of honey-like. And I was thinking maybe a little bit of an oxidized character. I felt like the malt in a lighter beer like this, when it's starting to go, it doesn't hit papery right away. It goes through kind of a honey-like little thing when you just have a little bit of oxidation in there. Still, the hops and the water and the minerality gave it a nice crisp, dry finish, which was one thing that I had really going for it. The malt and the hops lingered together in the aftertaste, kind of an even balance there. I thought it was a pretty clean ale, but yeah, it's a little kind of, it's not like big fruity IPA or American ale. It's but it did have a little more of an ale like presentation to it. To me, it's a hybrid style. It should be like ale lager, kind of, and crisp and delicate and refreshing. And the interesting hop notes kind of came through again in the flavor, but not too distracting there, really. Just a little bit of an herbal and a light citrus. I also felt that the bitterness was a little high though too. It's seems like the beer has good attenuation, but then the bitterness pokes up a little too much and it just kind of gets in the way. Mouthfeel wise, it's a medium bodied beer. Okay for the style, maybe a little big for the style, but it's just a little on the heavier side. Medium carbonation to medium low. I didn't get any warmth. Again, it's crisp. It's not creamy. There's no obvious astringency, so nice job on the sparge and keeping the harshness out of there. It's not harsh at all, really. It's a smooth beer. It's nicely palatable.
Correct.
But it's somewhat crisp. It could be a little smoother, a little more delicate, a little crisper. But so overall, it's a pleasant Kolsch. It has some of the elements that are desired, some of the crispness, especially. But again, it's just a little bit of the maltiness and the DMS like wordy quality to it was just pushing it up into just a little thick and not I don't know where would you put this? It's like almost like
I was thinking that right
a
now
classic
too.
American Pils or something. It's a little richer than you would get in. It doesn't have that. If you had a little corn like in this, it'd be like a classic American Pils, like a nice hearty. Yeah, I mean it's not. It's still ale like, but it's it's more leaning towards different kind of beers than the Kolsch to me.
Yeah. I don't think like blonde ale or
a
maybe
blonde ale,
cream ale or
go.
something like that.
Yeah,
It's kind of weird.
Another kind of an ale, but it doesn't have like a bigger. It has the bitterness of maybe American blonde ale. And that could be another place to put it, or you just kind of rebrew it and keep working on that recipe. But it'd be interesting to know where you fermented it and the yeast you used with it. But you want to keep a nice, especially if you use a lot of Pils malt in these, you want to use a nice long open rolling boil to drive off that DMS precursor, the SMMS, and get that out of there. And just using hops that are not standard are kind of interesting, but and they weren't really wildly detracting in this case. But just
they would have been fine. I
slightly
think.
out of character. I thought the Mandarina and the Halter Blanc, it was an interesting little twist on it.
I think they're a fine pairing.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's more in the finish and the treatment of the fermentation of the beer.
Yeah,
and maybe the recipe a little bit. It's just a little bigger and less. Not as delicate as you want, like Keith said. So I give it a 30. Actually, I thought it was a decent drinking beer.
Yeah,
it's a good Kolsch. It's you could drink a lot of that. Just to style, it's not quite there.
Okay, Greg. Let's go through your recipe if you wouldn't mind. If you have that available, that'd be cool.
Yeah, sounds good. So my computer that I actually did the recipe on it actually stopped working, but I did happen to take a photo of the screen, so I do have the recipe.
Smart.
I will say that this beer actually is a little bit older. I brewed it back in August. So the malt bill is 8 ounces of honey malt, 8 ounces of Vienna, and 10 pounds of Pilsner. And then for the hops, I did, let's see, at 60 minutes I did 5 ounces of Halter Blanc. At 30 minutes I did 5 ounces of the Mandarina Bavaria. And then I actually did do a dry hop of 5 ounces of the Mandarina Bavaria and the Halter Blanc. I wanted to kind of like bring these. This is the first time I've really used these hops, so I figured that with the Kolsch they'd kind of come out a little bit more since it's a lighter beer, and so I kind of wanted to get a little bit of the flavor of those, so I put them in a little bit later. So it's not exactly to style for a Kolsch, but
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, how big of a batch? This is a big batch.
And then, what was that?
How big of a batch? How many gallons?
5 gallons.
Wow, that's a lot of hops in there.
It is. And it's
wait, yeah, there's no way. It's a half ounce. Sorry.
0.5. Okay.
How
did you get 5 ounces in there and not have it come through like a bomb?
We were both like, yeah.
Whoa.
I didn't put the dot when I wrote this down like 10 minutes ago.
Okay, 0.5. Let's go.
Decimal points are they're pretty much meaningless. Decimal points are not that important, really. You can put them wherever you want to put them.
I'm glad we clarified.
What did you ferment at?
Yeah.
And which yeast?
What temperature did you ferment at, and what yeast did you use?
6.8 degrees Fahrenheit.
yeah. So it was WLP 029, which is the Kolsch yeast, and I started off at 60 for 5 days. Some of this I'm kind of doing it from memory. Like I said, that my computer crashed, so I didn't have all my notes.
Yeah.
But it was like 60 for 5 days. And then I slowly ramped up to 68 after another 3 days.
Okay.
Too low? I think it's a pretty low starting gravity or starting fermentation. No, 60.
It's an interesting thing, like with that, like for Kolsch, you think like I want to make it colder, whatever I just said.
Colder.
But 029 is the Fru strain, and they the Fru, whatever the hell, like a PJ Fru. And they actually like say like 62 is where you should start. And I actually think I've found like unless you pitch a shitload of yeast to start, like you're better off like you get less esters if you get a little bit warmer, which is really a weird sort of thing. Like you always think like cooler makes less esters, fewer esters. But
I just heard something like that on I think it was the session like the other day that somebody pitched a little bit. You're starting to pitch a little bit higher because you don't want to pitch too low.
But I just thought, and I knew that I just thought 60 was like maybe too much, but
it's close. Did it start off well? Did you have a good starter? Did it get rocking and rolling?
Yeah, everything went like the fermentation. Everything went good on that.
Nice.
I will say one thing with this beer. This was the very end of my keg, and I moved it around when I went to bottle, and the first 4 or 5 bottles. I guess it had been sitting for a while because it was pouring really well and everything was tasting really good. And then when I went to pour to send you guys beer, since the bottom of the keg, the first 3 or 4, there was a little bit of shrub. So I was like, I really hope one of these comes out clear. And it was like the last 3 or 4 were actually clear. And I was like, all right, good. So it might not be super bitter because I felt like they were going to be bitter because there was still a little bit of hop because like I said, I did do a dry hop on this one.
It was pretty clear. It came out pretty.
Could we talk about the?
I had one here, and I was like, all right. So it still tastes a little bit more bitter than the ones I had before.
Yeah.
But it was as clear as what I was remembering when I had it on draft.
Could we talk about the honey malt?
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that too.
I feel like the honey malt is kind of has that big mouthfeel, not big mouthfeel, but that big target in the palate that's kind of crushing a lot of these more delicate flavors.
It's probably what's making it darker too.
A little bit, yeah.
I don't know. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't know. I just like the honey malt. It gives it like an extra sweetness, and it's just I don't know. It's a nice character that I like, and I figured it would go pretty good with a Kolsch.
It depends what you want. I mean, it's not really a Kolsch at that point in time. It's kind of the problem.
Right? Yeah. That's why I try to keep it low.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing. What Keith's saying is if you're brewing to what you like, that's cool, but it's not going to do well judged as a Kolsch. So if that matters to you, then you need to change it. But if it doesn't matter and you just want to know like how it tastes to according to the judges and if there's any flaws or whatever, not dealing with the recipe, then that's a different story. But if you want to make a Kolsch, you got to kill that honey malt, I think.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I just really when I brewed this one, it wasn't for any competition or anything. I just wanted to try something out different, and then
I mean, I would honestly.
Hey, can you send some beer in? I'm like, all right, I got this one.
Yeah, because it takes so long for us to get back now. It's like the beer that people want to send in, they don't have anymore. Or you could even reduce it a little bit, too, because I think less is definitely more with stuff like that.
So what about the starting gravity? Did you say where you started?
It was 1050.
1050, yeah. And then minerals in your water? I mean, the water seemed pretty good, honestly. But
this one, so I've just started to get started getting into like adjusting my water more, and I don't have the exact like what I put in. I just aimed for doing a Kolsch, and I got as close as I could.
Okay.
I looked up online what you should put in a Kolsch, or what your water should be for a Kolsch. Where are you at?
All right, where are we?
Aim for that.
Where are you living? Where are we talking to you from?
I'm in Maryland.
Maryland, another East Coaster. JP put all the East Coasters on the last.
That's all we get sometimes, dude. I can't help it.
It's the holidays, man. He's cool.
One day I'll do something right on the show.
Are you working tomorrow? Are you off tomorrow? Or how's this working out for you?
Luckily for me, tomorrow I actually have off.
See, there you go.
There you go. It's a holiday, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Actually, I had a homebrew club meeting tonight, so it was like, I get to have a couple beers before I go on the podcast.
Already lubricated.
All good.
Yeah.
You're much more sober than that Chris guy we talked to on the last show. Yeah, it's all good.
I heard that one. That could have been me, because if I was on the earlier podcast, I probably would have been at the bar at our homebrew club still.
Do you have any questions for the guys, or did we pretty much cover everything?
I think you guys got it. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Thanks for sharing the video. It was an interesting
thanks for sending that in, man. That was really nice.
All right, thanks.
Cool.
Thanks, Greg.
All right, dude. We'll see you.
All right.
Bye.
See you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Kolsch is a tough one to nail, too. I've been to
it's
Cologne,
tough,
too,
man.
and it's,
I mean, I've never been able to. I have actually been able to nail it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. I know a couple best of shows, one brewed commercially.
It seemed like it confused them for a minute because they wanted to
what are you
like
gonna do? Hey guys, before
they wanted to like it, but they had to judge it to
right.
So
and I knew it wasn't to style. I've known the entire time.
So the one thing I have the problem with this is that if you were to, it seemed like to me, if you were to call it something else, it would have been such a great
score.
Like if you,
they would have drank the fuck out of it.
Like if you were to call this, obviously, if you call it a stout, this would give you like zeros, obviously. But I'm like, if you call it, what you brewed it, and they were saying something like bitterness. Yeah. Like I don't know, I didn't taste the bitterness in it. Can you taste the bitterness in it?
It should be a little bit sweeter.
It should be so.
No, it should be a little bit sweeter.
Light-bodied.
Yeah.
I guess because I don't really know what a Kolsch is.
Who fucking just orders Kolsches? Nobody.
So
I do.
Like, I mean, okay, well,
it's one thing that I've actually started ordering a lot more because I don't know. It's a really clean, light drinking beer. It's better than. If I see a Kolsch, I'm going to order the $5 Kolsch before I order the $3 Miller Lite. That's all.
Greg, do you have any beer left?
Yeah.
See if he tastes any bitterness now. Now that
my thing is my palate's all thrown off anyway.
Mine too.
It is more bitter than a regular Kolsch, and part of that could be because it was the very bottom of the keg. That's why I brought that up.
Malt that you wanted to add for extra flavor, that makes so much more sense because they're talking about the color of the beer, the body of the beer being too heavy.
Yep.
I'm like, it was such a light flavor beer, but I'm drinking like heavier stuff, so I'm like,
no, it is like I didn't think about it at the time. I didn't think about it now, but when they're talking about it, sorry. I'm sorry, I forgot I'm back on a podcast.
So you're off the podcast to be back onto the podcast.
I would like to see your beer judged in something where they don't put titles on the beer.
Or if I just brew something specific to that title. This This isn't too.
But I mean, I would like to see it put in a lineup of does this beer
best in
taste
show.
good?
Like,
best in show, not like best.
Which
what is that?
No, that is the perfect spot.
Boom.
You could have put that.
Fucking
if
clue.
there was an impurity in there,
tell
they
me that's not a
given
great
it
looking
time.
angle.
He picked up one. He
So
picked up
good.
DMS.
Oh man, perfect.
Which
no, it's perfect.
Well,
don't move
But
it.
he said light DMS. He
Yeah.
didn't say it was strong.
What is DMS?
What is
DMS?
PMS?
You get a little bit of
FMJ?
It's like a banana.
No. DMS you get
Why
is
you
like a
keep
little bit
moving?
of a corn flavor, like a little bit of like a cream corn flavor.
What does it stand
cream
for?
corn. I love
that's-
cream corn.
That's from.
Who am I playing footsie with?
It's
Not me.
So
It
was
it
Greg.
was me. So Pilsner malt, if you don't, Pilsner malt puts out more DMS. So if you don't do a longer boil, then you'll get more DMS. Which I thought I did a 90-minute boil.
What does
No,
DMS stand for?
Yeah, that's the question here.
I don't know.
They're saying all these
I'll
acronyms,
look it
and
up.
I have no idea.
But no,
I can see why. Like I don't know, it's a very niche podcast. Like we're just talking about beer and stupid shit.
Penis and fart jokes.
Or when your penis farts. That's a joke.
Which and Becky, you were right. They pointed out banana a little bit too. Which that's from from the fermentation, which the numbers I gave them for my fermentation temperatures might have been bullshit because I kind of made it up.
Can you taste the banana in that?
I don't really get it.
Like maybe it's because I'm like a little bit stuffed up.
And here's the other question though.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Can I taste it again?
When
maybe that I
did the beer get put into a mailbox basically?
Last week,
2 weeks ago.
Tuesday,
so that thing went 2 weeks across the mail. Like, just
that's why the first thing I said was I wanted to throw it in my car and like drive it around, swing it around, and
then try it.
Yeah,
that's true though, because like
DMS
shake it up and shit.
Is dimethyl sulfide is a sulfur compound produced during fermentation of beer that has aroma of cooked or creamed corn.
Wow,
creamed corn.
So I would say,
which he only got that out of the aroma, which I don't get.
Well, I don't know.
I get apple. I do get apple all day.
I don't get apple at all.
I don't get apple at all. But like I said, I've been drinking like some weird.
I would say maybe the citrus kind of close to an apple, but I don't.
Hey, stay with us.
Yeah,
like, I don't smell the apple. I smell like a citrusy kind of smell.
You can have apple with that beer because the way it ferments out, you don't throw out some apple esters. I don't really get banana, but I do get apple.
But
what's
like
esters,
they kept talking
esters. So
I'm trying to learn all this. Like I thought I knew beer, and I know nothing about
throwing
beer.
shit out, and I had no idea what they're talking about.
Esters is the compounds. Is one of the compounds that yeast throws out. So when yeast does two things. I mean,
I taste apple now.
It creates. Yeast creates alcohol. Yeast creates CO2.
Right.
Yeast also puts out flavors, and the flavors are esters. And then there's also phenols, which can be pushed out. Which those are like the bad flavors you get. And I think it's based on the yeast, but it's I don't know. It's a little bit different. But yeah, esters is the flavors that you get from yeast.
So
I have a problem with everyone smelling and tasting the apple. Like now that they've told us, like
we wouldn't be able to taste it before.
I smelled it before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's a palate you have to
maybe like
acquire.
Yeah.
Because I smelled it and then I checked the BJCP guidelines to see if you're supposed to be able to get that, and you do. I'm like, all right, that's fine then.
One of Greg's homebrew.
Here he goes throwing out these letters again.
BJCP. Shit.
Well, exactly.
So
my asshole say asshole.
No, it's
so Greg. If you were to classify this as a different, if you were to classify this as a different beer for a higher score, what would you classify that as? They were throwing out lager.
Blonde. They were throwing out blonde.
Blondale.
Yeah, they were saying blonde.
There's too many.
See, my problem is I don't really know what a Kolsch is. I mean, I just know that it's a good beer. It tastes good.
Yeah.
Isn't Kolsch supposed to have like a sort of spice to it? Or
No, I mean you can get you could use more spicy hop. So a Kolsch tends to have more of a spicier hop, but I use more citrusy hops. Which I'm glad that they actually had the notes that I sent because they already knew what hops were in it.
Yeah,
like I didn't expect them to know what the hops were because they always fuck that up.
I feel like by the time they got to your beer too, they were already buzzed, so they're just like.
I don't think so.
They're loosened up.
I mean, they're
professionals. For
sure. But like, how many beers did
drinking
you
like
send
a shot glass of beer?
Yeah, they're not really trying that much of it. That's the thing. Like, how many beers did you send? How many bottles of beer did you send?
3. They didn't judge it tonight.
Right.
They
looked like they had like notes.
Yeah, they
like a page of notes.
Oh, it was a different day. That's interesting.
But they judge it as soon as they get the bottles.
They had notes about the notes of the notes.
And then they also had beer to drink.
During the podcast. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, at least they put some time into it.
I mean,
I'm happy.
Better with the critique.
I'm 30. What do you say? 30 and 27.
30 and 27 was your score.
That's all right. I'm fine with that.
You're over halfway. I mean,
that's a pretty good score.
My thing is too is
I get $20 for grog tags.
Honestly, I think it would be worse if they had diacetyl or some kind of impurity that they like boldly tasted and couldn't get past.
Yeah,
like,
it was just not the style.
It was basically just the style.
Yeah, that's true.
Magnesium and cobalt.
Yeah, I mean that's true too. Yeah, exactly what you just said, Becca. Like if they can't get over the style that he called it, that's appropriate.
Yeah,
but they also
when you're
agreed.
Processing a brewed beer, impurities is a big thing, and if you can get that shit out, then that's like a 4-star in my book every time.
So does that go along with like the water that they were talking about, the water quality?
Yeah, and they said my water was good.
How do they?
Now, what water did you use?
I used the RO water, and then I back added salts to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm glad they said the water was good, because that one I was like, I don't know how that's gonna go.
Water is everything.
So.
This is actually the first beer that I adjusted the water to.
Your RO, you're saying reverse osmosis?
Yes.
Do you do that yourself, or do you just?
I do it myself.
Okay.
Was that the
I actually go out and like I take the water and I mush it between my hands and no.
Yeah.
When you do
you have an RO filter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I bought it on Craigslist.
Do you get that from?
How much do you pay for it?
$50.
That's not bad.
Do you is your starting water from the tap, or do you get it from like?
It's from the
tap. Old Wally World.
No, I used to do that, but now it's from the tap, and then I just have
you RO your tap water.
That's good.
Honestly,
yeah.
since you've been
RO.
pulling water from our well and purifying it, it tastes like less chloride or chlorine.
Yeah.
Than from Walmart. It tastes like way more pure to me.
That makes sense.
From the tap. That's where it's at.
From the tap.
Well, you're not going to get any chlorine from tap water, especially from like
nice
a well.
But
Northeast
Walmart
River beer.
Water,
right. That's not tap.
I just run it through a filter like 12 times.
No, don't even do that. Just straight from the Northeast River.
They add chlorine. But Greg.
No, they do. They add chlor. Yeah.
Yeah, but like you wouldn't add chlorine to your well. But what I'm saying is like when you pick a yeast, is every yeast like per like brand? Okay.
All yeast. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, can one brand strain of yeast be used for different? No, I just don't know how to use.
No. They're talking about Katie.
Can every strain of yeast be used for different kinds of beer, or do you only use like one strain of yeast for like an ale, or one strain of yeast for a cold?
Human yeast.
There
is okay. So all yeast, like there's different yeast for different reasons. So a Kolsch yeast, it's going to put out more like of the fruity kind of like appley flavors. So that's what
their farts.
Yeah, exactly.
So like when a yeast eats a sugar, it puts out a fart.
Yeah. I mean, technically that is exactly what it is. So it's byproduct is CO2. I mean, I'm good. Belgian yeast makes a fart that makes a taste that I don't really care for. So.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Belgian yeast.
But yeah, so there's the reason why I use Kolsch yeast is because it's used to make Kolsch. What? No, I'm all right.
We have to drive home.
But I mean, you can use like most breweries use a lot of clean yeast because you can use like we'll say ale yeast. You can use a basic ale yeast, which is California Cal Ale yeast. It's WLP 001. You can use that for stout. You can use it for pale ale. You can use it for IPA. You can use it for porter. You can but you don't use it for an English porter because if you use it, you have an English ale yeast for an English porter because it's going to put out more fruity character.
Oh, okay. How many strains of yeast is there? Like
shit tons.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, because they just make new ones all the time.
Yeah.
But there's just ones that are more clean, because there's like I said, there's the 001, which is the Cal Ale yeast, but there's also the Cal Ale Super Yeast or the East Coast yeast, which they're both very clean yeasts. They do things a little bit differently, but they're still very clean yeast. They don't put out a lot of those like fruity those not phenol, the esters. They don't put out very many esters.
So how the East and West Coast have like different flavored hops? Is there different yeast characteristics to both styles of beer?
Yeah, now they're both common. They're both going to be very low, but yeah, there's a little bit differences there. I think it's more about
intricate.
Yeah. I think it's more about how they
beyond me.
Yeah. More about how they ferment out.
What?
But yeah.
Every time I talk, like when he gets so into it, and I think it's admirable. Like your knowledge is pretty amazing, and it shows in the beer that you make. Like you should be very proud of what you make.
That was a really good beer.
Yeah.
And but like I always told my story is like I brewed beer one time. I took it serious. I tried to keep everything sterile. I made it. I drank it. It tasted like shit. And then I went to the store and I went and got a Steel Reserve. I mean that my beer was worse than a Steel Reserve shows that it was really bad. And
I would like to try.
It's a learning experience, I know, but after that I was just like,
I would like to try, but like I know Greg would just like help me too much probably, and it would just be like,
no, I can let you do it, but the one
he would probably just show you the ropes to make sure it's going to come out okay.
Yeah,
but everything else,
I'll show you how to use. No, I would show you how to use the equipment,
like
and that was it. Now the only negative thing they said, in my opinion, was that the yeast put out more esters than what it should have, and they said it could have been from the yeast.
I really hate that fucking.
It could have been from the fermentation temperature, and they kind of pointed out that maybe I fermented it out too low, which. What sucks is I don't know if I actually did ferment that low or not because I kind of just picked a number, so I don't know where that came from.
Like,
but it also could. The whole thing could have been it was the bottom of the keg and there was some shit in the bottom of the keg. Like I could.
Do you think that affected the esters?
Oh yeah, I think it affected the bitterness when they were talking about how it being too bitter. But then again, you don't usually use.
I didn't get any bitterness, but I'm also drinking like fucking aged IPAs.
That's true.
From the
yeah.
bar.
I mean, yeah, I didn't get any bitter, but I mean, like. This isn't bitter at all. I didn't get any bitter.
I mean, there's bitterness to it.
Maybe it's just too bitter for a Kolsch. That's the problem. Like,
that's
it goes along the same way. Like, I didn't get any bitters from it. But I mean, like I said, like Best in Show. I feel like that is a great beer.
I'm fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But like, just because you labeled it as a Kolsch, they
definitely marked you down.
I knew that was going to go. When I rated it, I didn't rate it based on the.
You should have told him it was an IPA.
Oh,
yeah, he would have got 4 points.
I'm just glad that they liked it.
Why are you?
I'm fine with
that's true too.
They liked me.
If anything, they liked it. So.
Yeah, they seem like they liked it. 30 out of 50. That's pretty good. That's respectable.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Well, I'm fine with what I got.
So, Greg, when are you gonna come up to my house and show me how to brew some beer?
I don't know. I guess.
And then we can go snowboarding.
I'll say before or after we go snowboarding.
Well, before and after.
What is it, the 22nd? Is that what I said?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I have to take off on Friday because this is the only RDO Friday that you have off for the next 4 months.
Are you cutting us off?
Cutting me off. This took way too long, but I had a great time.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm glad we did it, and I'm glad you got such a positive response. So,
get my grog tag. Fucking coupon.
So on that note,
I hope that guy doesn't.
So wait,
so pissed.
How do you get the coupon? What do you need to get? You just need to send a beer in.
No, you send it a beer in and you get cleaning stuff.
You know what I would like? Hold on. No, wait. I got some good stuff to say. You know what I would like you to send in, and like someone else's beer, just some amazing beer, bottled in something else. Call it yourself. Like, just don't even say that you just
like just send in a focal banger and see what they say.
Just see what they say. Like some like
brewery
perfect
and have them
beer.
Put it into a keg for me.
Yeah, see what they say. Like if it comes out as like a 45 out of 50, or if it comes out as like a 25 or something.
That's true.
Yeah. See what these guys say.
All right. On that note,
goodbye.
Hold on. Like I just want to talk to them. Like I can't believe. Probably nobody watched this until tomorrow, but we'll be back tomorrow.
Yep.
Fuck. You've been watching the Alternate Men's Conversation.